natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
We did the math. When you buy bagged mulch from the big guys, you pay $50 a yard. Why pay more for inferior mulch? When you buy from Ericson's, you'll get premium mulch for almost half the cost. And you'll see that even our economy mulch is better, for less than half the cost of bag mulch. And either choice is made with premium colorant that lasts longer. Ericson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericsonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Do you want the economy mulch or the premium? The only real difference is that the premium mulch has thicker strands, while the economy mulch is finer. But the colorant we use for both is of the highest quality, and that's why the color of our mulch lasts longer. And our mulch comes from trees, not pallets, and we process it all in-house. That's why our prices are so low. Ericson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericsonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover's accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need Lifelock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. Lifelock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
6 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, May 6th, our top story. Road closures ahead of removing Milwaukee's abandoned boat.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Were those rats at the grocery?
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and we've got a closure. Technically, the ramp from northbound 41 to westbound Capitol Drive is closed right now, all because of a crash. They're getting a tow truck out there to get that out of the way, but that is what you are seeing right now. At the moment, you're going to be shifted on to eastbound Capitol Drive, and you can probably pull a UE at some point and then go back the other way if you have to. Delays, we've got delays from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past North Avenue. Northbound 43, right at the Marquette, we've got an accident off on the right shoulder, so careful with that. And then we've also got a broken down vehicle northbound 4394 at National Avenue. That is off on the right shoulder as well, so luckily not really affecting the ride too much. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
A few clouds early, then lots of sunshine today with a bit of a lake breeze moving in late. High 68 at the lake, 73 your high temperature inland, mostly clear tonight, low down to 48. That's where we are right now. 48 degrees. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, just hours away from, once again, trying to remove deep thought from Lake Michigan.
On the morning of this 7th attempt to get deep thought removed from the mucky Lake Michigan sand, as far as water conditions go, it's about as good a day for the removal as you could ask for. Removal crews just starting to arrive now. Road closures take effect at 8 o'clock this morning. And a few early risers trying to get one last look at the boat, including a couple of men with felt plungers strapped to their heads and a woman doing artistic ballet poses atop the boat that has mesmerized so much of Milwaukee. On the lakefront, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
That's nice. One more night out there, one more day. A reminder of the road closures that start this morning because of that. So Lincoln Memorial will close between Lafayette Hill Road and East Water Tower Road at 8 a.m. That'll run all day till about 4 p.m. The North Point parking lot is also closed today. Milwaukee County is tasking all city towing with bringing 3 65,000-pound cranes to lift that boat out of the water and out of the sand. It's buried in the sand there. A 250-foot perimeter will be established around the boat for any spectators.
Pest problems temporarily closed the Sendik's grocery store on Downer Avenue.
Inspections from the Milwaukee Health Department reveal an escalating rodent problem. MHD first discovered mouse and rat droppings in basement storage away from food on April 15th. A reinspection 2 weeks later found droppings in the dry food storage area. Another follow-up inspection on Monday found droppings in the kitchen and retail space. MHD issued an immediate closure order for the store to clean and sanitize and work with a pest control provider. Jessica Gatzo, WTMJ News.
Cleared of wrongdoing during an officer-involved shooting. This is during the Republican National Convention. Police from Columbus, Ohio, shot and killed Samuel Sharp, a man on July 16th. Sharp was seen on police body cam footage lunging at another person while holding a pair of knives. At least 5 officers fired their guns, shooting and killing Sharp. The investigation found those officers reasonably feared for civilian safety that were around that area and that Sharp ignored repeated commands to drop the weapons.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth posted on social media he's ordering a 20% reduction of 4-star general officers.
Used to be a ratio of 1 general to 6,000 troops. Today, it's 1 general to 1,400. More generals and admirals does not equal more success.
Trump administration says it is moving forward with the deep cuts that will promote efficiency.
An intense search underway overnight in Texas after a child was swept into a rain-swollen creek.
In the town of Brenham, between Houston and Austin, 2 sisters were walking home from school Monday afternoon. They came to a bridge over a creek.
Not playing in the water, just walking home, and the creek rose quickly.
Tragically, says the city's Melinda Gordon.
One of the children got swept away in the water.
A witness grabbed the girl but lost his grip. The child was dragged downstream by the current and hasn't been seen since. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Coming up, is that white smoke what they're doing to remove confusion when announcing the new pope? Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Captid Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit BigFishContracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
A Brewers group outing is the best way to celebrate any special occasion. Whether it's a birthday party, anniversary, or bachelor party, baseball is better with a group. Grab your crew of just 15 or more for an event you won't forget. Brewers account reps make your day at the ballpark a breeze. Plus, get set up with customizable tailgate spaces, seating blocks in your favorite location at American Family Field, and much more. Start planning your group outing now at brewers.com/groups.
Ready for a smaller space, warmer climate, want to live closer to grandkids, or you're just sick of the upkeep? From downsizing to selling, Bruce's team has guided over 3,000 families with care and expertise. Call us today, 262-242-6177.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
You can walk where the pros walk. What's different about this golf major coming to Wisconsin? In sports at 6:15.
News earlier this week, President Trump pushing to reopen the notorious Alcatraz prison in San Francisco. More from ABC's Christiane Cordero.
When it was closed in 1963, it was already crumbling and needed millions of dollars in upgrades. It is my great pleasure to say welcome to your national park.
Today, the former prison is operated by the Park Service, welcoming more than 1 million visitors a year. Tourists have mixed reactions to President Trump's order.
I think it's one of the stupidest ideas I've ever heard in my life. It would cost billions of dollars to refit this.
It's a good idea, sort of, but...
You think it's a good idea?
So, yeah. I mean, for the bad prisoners, yeah.
So the Federal Bureau of Prisons says that Alcatraz, which only could hold about 275 inmates, was shuttered because it became, quote, too expensive to continue operating.
With the Papal conclave set to start Wednesday in Vatican City, just how do they guarantee the right message is sent to the world after each vote? ABC's Father Tom Rees says it's not just about the smoke.
2 conclaves ago, the Monsignor didn't follow the directions of the technicians and the smoke came out gray and everybody was confused. So at the last conclave, they added that the largest bell in St. Peter's will be rung to announce that the election has taken place. So as soon as you see that big bell begin to swing, you know that if you can't tell what the color of the smoke is, you know we have a pope and he will soon be announced.
Traditionally, white smoke means the new pope has been chosen. I like how they say, well, the Monsignor didn't follow the... That's on the you had one job calendar, isn't it? You had one job, man. Tell the world there's a new pope. 6:09 on Wisconsin.
We have to watch every penny, so we really feel very comfortable in that area with James Imaging.
Comfortable enough to recommend James Imaging Systems to others?
Well, without hesitation, I would recommend James Imaging. They won't be disappointed.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Checking in with Debbie here at 610.
Okay, well, we do have this accident on the ramp from northbound 41 to westbound Capitol Drive. You'll be shunted off to the eastbound side just to try and make your way around to get back on, because there is an accident on that little chunk of roadway that normally where you would stop and then turn left. That's where it is. And it's up on a tow truck. We've got one tow truck there. We got another car that's pretty much all banged up on the front end of it as well. So that's why they had that all closed off, so be careful with that. The rest of the system is actually looking okay. We got our usual delays right past Mayfair Road up past North, and then again on the ramp from 4394 northbound to westbound 94. Looks like we got the right lane blocked with an incident there, so that's something to keep in mind. Otherwise, looking good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Short deep forecast. Some clouds early, then a lot of sunshine later today with a lake breeze. High 68 at the lake, 73 inland. Mostly clear skies overnight, low down to 48. Take you through the rest of the week. Partly cloudy and breezy, maybe a chance of a sprinkle on Wednesday, high 65. Thursday, sunshine and a high of 60. Friday, mostly sunny, high 68. And Saturday, partly cloudy with a slight chance of a shower, high of 74 degrees. Each of those aforementioned days, a few degrees cooler near Lake Michigan. Right now at 48.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Big day today in Milwaukee. Huge day. It's the day the boat gets removed.
Happening today.
Although...
I don't know. I feel like I've heard you say that before.
Hold on a second.
Happening maybe.
All right, so maybe today, maybe the boat gets removed today. Deep thought. It's been there on the Milwaukee Lakefront and between the McKinley and Bradford beaches since October. Today's the day they're going to bring in some giant trucks and cranes and pull that out of there. Joining us live from the Lakefront, ABC's Adam Roberts. Adam, it sounds like you're not the only one there.
Not at all, Erik and Vince. I will say, in all the illustrious days of the city of Milwaukee's history, this is certainly one of them. So yes, there have been about, I'd say I've counted 10 or so people that have shown up to the lakefront so far. Gorgeous day as far as water conditions go. Not going to have any issues there. Sun just coming up. I can report the road closures that were set to take effect at 8. They have already taken effect, at least on the north end. If you're trying to get south on Lincoln Memorial, past Bradford Beach, you're going to be met with the roadblocks. Now, I will say, as far as the boat itself, it is still pretty much lodged inside of the muck and sand. However, the plan is, of course, today to get those big cranes out from All City Towing. That's the company that's going to try and get this done. They're going to set up a 250-foot perimeter around the workspace. So if you're coming out to spectate, to observe the action at any point today, beware, you're going to have to get creative with your vantage point. Because remember, this thing is down below the rocks. It's not at surface level. So you're going to have to figure out a creative way to try and watch the action happen. But they'll try to get it on that crane, yoink it out, load it onto a dock, and then drive it to who knows where. I'm still working to learn where the ultimate destination for this thing is. Oh, and by the way, just in case you guys were curious, our guy Jerry Geyer, his now dilapidated and beaten pontoon he was using earlier is still in two pieces along the lake. I talked to him yesterday. He said he was going to try to get out early and take those bits out. That has not happened yet. Still very much in pieces along the lakefront.
Adam, you sent us pictures. People are on the boat this morning?
Yeah, it was actually kind of a touching, moving moment, if you will. A ballerina or a ballet dancer was posing for some art photos on the boat, and I have the pictures up on my Twitter at Adam Roberts MKE if you want to see it. Also, the other shot of the morning, two gentlemen with what I can only assume were felt plungers strapped to their head for reasons unknown, doing a lap in the cold water around the boat. Perhaps a ceremonial farewell.
Perhaps, maybe.
WTMJ's
for how serious this story is.
Live on the lakefront for us this morning. I tell you, I think we're making a big mistake.
we should really be leaving that in there. All right, thank you, Adam. By the way, you should really follow Adam, as you said, on Twitter, man, on X. It's remarkable photos. Adam Roberts, MKE. And it's today. Today's the big day.
Happening maybe.
The boat gets removed.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Great time to upgrade your windows and doors because right now, here's the deal. 6 years of 0% interest on your financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. That's right. You spread your payments out for 72 months and don't pay a dime of interest. And the full Pella experience is included. That means the Pella team is with you from start to finish. You can still reach them after the work is done. You set up your free in-home consultation. And here's the thing, that's a no-pressure situation. You're not committed to anything at that point. You're just getting the Pella design experts in there to hear about your vision. And then they will present the different colors, the sizes, the customizations needed to make that vision reality. Now, that can be an overwhelming experience, right? Endless possibilities. But Pella's design team is there to help narrow those options down for you to help you create that dream upgrade. Hurry, 0% interest on the financing for up to 6 years with certain restrictions applying. The deal ends May 31st, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Brewers and Astros again tonight from American Family Field. Good showing for the crew and the pitching staff. Crew kicked off the series with a win Monday night.
2 outs. First pitch is a ground ball to short. Ortiz gobbles it up, throws to first in time, and Nick Mears pulls the magic hat and gets the Brewers out of the 6th.
Now, Mears needed the magic hat as starter Tobias Myers had loaded the bases with a run in already in the 6th. Myers, but for that late trouble, had a very nice outing. After struggling in his previous 2 returns from injury, manager Pat Murphy, remember, pulled Myers after just 2 innings the other night. And he responded with his best outing of the season.
I mean, that's kind of why you do it, right? Because you know who the kid is and what he showed us all last year, and he revealed his character. And I was pretty certain after pulling him after 2 innings that he would realize, okay, look myself in the mirror and get after it, and he did.
Brewers 5-1 winners over the Astros. Same 2 teams tonight, 6:40 first pitch from American Family Field. Erin Hills in Washington County ready to host the world's best in the U.S. Women's Open at the end of this month. I played the golf course Monday, Eric, in the media event. It was in fine condition.
Yeah?
The course is closed
pristine
until the Open.
Awesome.
So we were the first groups out there on that pristine track. My caddy, Chris Haney, has been hoofing bags at Erin Hills for 5 years.
Okay, we're walking hole number 11 at Erin Hills, which in a matter of weeks will host the U.S. Women's Open. Chris is my caddy for the day. How are we doing?
Excellent, man. It's a beautiful day out here. Grass is green, sun's shining. Can't beat it.
Hey, man, talk about how the golf course has changed here in these last few weeks. The build-out is really coming along.
You know, they're getting it in great shape for the Open. You know, I think these women are going to have a tough time around here with how fast these fairways and these greens are going to be. If they get some wind out here, it's going to be a real challenge for them for sure.
Do you think you'll get on a bag for one of these ladies, Chris?
Maybe, you know, if I get one of their practice rounds and maybe they like my skills out here, you know. I've been here long enough and I know these greens, and if I get some good greens for them, who knows?
In the weeks after the Open, how many people from all over the world are going to come out here? You're going to see all kinds of different folks.
Well, we're always super busy, so I think this is only going to help us for sure. I could see us having a good couple busy years for the next 3-4 years, 100%.
For somebody who says, you know, I'm not really that good of a golfer, it'd be amazing to walk this same course as the pros, but I'm not really that good of a golfer. I shouldn't come out there.
Hey, I'm not good at golf either, but I'd play out of here 10 times out of the week, you know? Like, it's a beautiful place to be. Golf it's not about your skill level. It's just about getting out there and enjoying the day, you know?
The USGA really proud to stage the event at a public golf course. A lot of these majors are held at private courses. And this one, yes, obviously a premium price point, but if you want to go walk where the pros walk, you can do that.
That's awesome.
And if you're worried again about, the caddy, I embarrassed myself in front of the caddy, universally they say, keep a positive attitude, keep up your pace of play, and I don't care if you roll it all the way to the green. It's fine. They've seen worse than you, probably. Right?
Probably.
On-site parking, kids get in free with a paid adult ticket for any of the rounds. Tickets on sale now for the U.S. Women's Open, May 29th, the first day of competition here in Wisconsin. 6:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
It means sit dog training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
A suicide on a team is devastating and a real risk for veterans. If you or someone you know is struggling, taking action for mental health is a brave step. Reach out now at reachoutwis.org for local resources available to you and your loved ones.
Paid for by Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin Endowment with support by the Medical College of Wisconsin, the War Memorial Center, and reachoutwis.org.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
You are the cream to fill my cream box.
I hope they like each other.
Boat race.
The sun and the moon and the earth have become one, and so have we.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
Debbie, what do you see on the morning drive here?
I see a pretty good ride shaping up for the most part. We do have eastbound 94 right about at 25th Street, right shoulder blocked with a broken down vehicle. So still doable heading past that. A little bit of sun glare, believe it or not. So great, break out the shades this morning. Northbound 41 slowing from Watertown Plank Road up past North Avenue. Southbound's tightening up right past Silver Spring down to Hampton. And then we've got things rolling along pretty well east and westbound 94 other than that disabled vehicle. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your forecast is sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. Tune into today's Brewers pregame show for the Big Fish roof update. Few clouds early on, then lots of sun today. So could see a lake breeze later on, a high of 73. Tonight, clear, low of 48. Wednesday, partly cloudy, breezy, maybe a sprinkle late tomorrow, a high of 65. Right now it's 6:23, it's 51.
Told you on Monday here on Wisconsin's Morning News, major airlines anticipating declines in air travel over the summer and dropping prices in response. Economic uncertainty, the reason cited. But don't underestimate concerns over safety, and this next story will not help you if you are a nervous flyer. How many stories he? Near misses, of course, the tragedy at Reagan National with the downed passenger jet. And it seems like at least weekly we have these planes almost clipped on the runway or...
Too many stories.
So this isn't going to help you.
343, I am going to move you here because I just got told that the approach lost all their radars. 3 of their 4 radar screens went black, and they have no frequency. 2343, whoever everyone else is on frequency. I guess this is a serious issue because I have one more arrival, and now I have nobody else coming inbound.
That is air traffic control audio. You heard the controller there communicating with an aircraft inbound to Newark Liberty Airport last week. Let me make sure you heard that correctly.
The approach lost all their radars. 3 of their 4 radar screens went black, and they have no frequency.
Air traffic controllers at this busy airport that serves New York City left with blank screens that tell them where the airplanes are, and no frequencies, meaning they couldn't communicate with those aircraft.
How does that even happen?
Right? So what a scary moment. The outage lasting a little over a minute. ABC transportation reporter Sam Sweeney.
Well, when you're controlling some of the most complicated, sophisticated, and busy airspace in the world, the last thing you want is your computer screen that shows you all the airplanes in the sky to go dark. And then add on top of that, you lose all communication verbally with those pilots. That's what happened last Monday at the facility that controls the airspace around Newark Airport.
This is on top of other issues gumming up travel and creating a mess at Newark. It's well outside that singular incident as we enter day 9 now this morning of delays and cancellations. ABC's Matt Rivers.
For the 8th day in a row, delays and cancellations mounting. The average delay on some arrivals nearly 4 hours. The FAA has already warned that runway construction and a shortage of controllers would disrupt the number of planes scheduled to fly in or out. United Airlines cutting at least 35 round-trip flights per day, saying without more air traffic controllers, they have no choice.
So you're saying, well, I'm not flying to the East Coast. Fine, but you know what happens, right? When one region or even one airport has issues,
ripple
the effects
effect.
ripple across the entire system. So your plane leaving Milwaukee for Atlanta or wherever, well, that's fine, but that was coming from Newark. And now it's later, not here, and you see where this can go. And it's getting worse, not better. Remember we told you about that outage, screens black, not being able to communicate with aircraft. That happened to real people who cannot make mistakes on their job, and it's caused them psychological trauma.
In the wake of the system outage, many controllers have now taken medical leave, citing stress from a traumatic event. They're entitled to 45 days of leave, adding to staffing woes. That, combined with bad weather and construction, means average delays of 4 hours for arriving flights. And that could lead to a ripple effect across the country with the busy summer travel season ahead.
The average delay, 4 hours?
Which means some are more.
Isn't it just canceled at that point?
I suppose, right? When is something canceled?
4 hours.
So what do you do? Calls for Congress to appropriate more money for the nation's air traffic control infrastructure and personnel. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
The technology is old and must be updated. It was one of the things that happened at Newark is a copper wire burnt. Why are we using copper wire in 2025? Have they heard of fiber?
They have.
Well,
they never bothered. U.S. Transportation Secretary, former Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy says he and the administration have a plan to upgrade. He claims he will be announcing it this week. Here he is talking with Fox News.
We are going to radically transform the way air traffic control looks. We're going to build a brand new air traffic control system, from new telecom to new radars to new infrastructure. We're bringing on new air traffic controllers. This has been a problem in the decades coming, and we're going to fix it. Donald Trump loves the airspace. He talks about airplanes. He's bought into the plan. We're going to announce it on Thursday, so stay tuned.
We will certainly stay tuned, because there at least is no disagreement that these systems are antiquated, outdated, breaking down. Like, everyone agrees that that's there. Everybody agrees we have to do something. But what is the something? Is it Congress? Is it the administration? Where does the money come from? All of those things. And then what do you do in the meantime while you're upgrading these systems? Outside of the inconvenience and economic toll, these delays and cancellations, the warning signs are many for potential tragedy again in the skies.
The approach lost all their radars. 3 of their 4 radar screens went black, and they have no frequency.
News a bunch of money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell about 100 points in trading on Monday. The NASDAQ was down 133, and the S&P 500 at 5650. That was down about 36 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Time to get started on a home improvement project that pays you back. Vince Vitrano here talking with Jeff Bear from USA Insulation. Great to see you again, Jeff.
Good seeing you too, Vince.
Have to think this is an ideal time to do a home insulation project before the weather heats up and the cooling season really begins.
We're actually in a slower period right now where most people are comfortable with the windows open. They're not thinking about the heat that's coming in the summer, and they've already forgotten about the cold of winter. So, yeah, excellent time to get it done right now.
Jeff Bear's with us from USA Insulation. So folks hear me do the sound effect all the time, which I think is probably pretty accurate, don't you?
Absolutely.
And that describes what happens when you do the proprietary injection foam. You fill up houses' walls with this really great quieting insulation, which is where homeowners lose the most energy, right, through the walls?
Most people don't realize it, but 85% of the exterior of their home is made up by the walls. The rest of it's made up by windows and doors.
So that's why I love this. How does one get started? I know usually you like to have an energy audit, right?
Absolutely. We start off with the sales consultation, and then we try to move towards the energy audit so we can find out where the exact needs are for the home, and it also helps them qualify for rebates.
I was going to say that's a really important step. You do the energy audit, and there are thousands of dollars of rebates that opens the door to.
Most homeowners can qualify for anywhere from $1,100 up to probably close to $12,000, just depending on how they qualify.
Now, you do not just the injection foam. There are other ways that you can insulate homes as well.
Absolutely. We air seal attics as well as blow-in loose insulation, bad insulation, as well as closed cell foam.
All right, somebody wants to sign up, Jeff. How soon can you get somebody out to the house?
We can have somebody out there within the week.
And let me tell you how to do that. Get started now at USA Insulation. That's usainsulation.net.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The conclave begins tomorrow in Rome. Everyone who'll take part, from the cleaners to the cooks to the drivers and elevator operators, took an oath of secrecy on Monday to keep the process under wraps. The cardinals who'll be selecting the next pope take their oath of secrecy tomorrow. Punishment for leaking secrets, excommunication. Israel's government approving a takeover for the entire Gaza Strip.
In a major escalation, Israel saying all civilians will be forced to move to southern Gaza, with scenes of desperation playing out right now. Israel also saying it'll deliver desperately needed food and medicine amid its punishing blockade of vital humanitarian aid, now more than 2 months in.
ABC's Ian Panel. President Trump planning to visit the Middle East later this month. Travel woes continue at Newark Airport. Thousands stranded or delayed due to construction and a residual effect of communications blackouts last week. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
Northbound 43 back at, well, actually, no, that's actually looking pretty good. North and southbound, maybe tightening up a little bit right past Capitol Drive. We do have northbound 41 slowing down, though, from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past North Avenue. Southbound slowing down from Good Hope Road all the way to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
High 68 at the lake, 73 degrees your high temperature. Inland sunshine coming later today. Mostly clear skies overnight, low down to 48. That's where we are right now. Jumped up to 51 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, teenager dead in an early morning shooting. Police responding about 2:30 a.m., 39th and Cherry, Milwaukee's Central City. They found a 17-year-old with a gunshot wound who died at the scene. Police are looking for whom they call a known suspect.
Ascendix grocery store in Milwaukee closes to clean up a health hazard. Milwaukee Health Department inspections reveal an escalating rodent problem at the Downer Avenue store. The health department first discovered mouse and rat droppings in a basement storage away from food, then reinspection 2 weeks later found droppings elsewhere. Another follow-up on Monday found issues in the kitchen and the retail space. The health department issued an immediate closure of that store on Downer for clean and sanitization.
2 salmonella outbreaks, one in poultry, one in tomatoes. So far, 7 infections linked to backyard poultry have been reported, including one person here in Wisconsin. CDC reminding people that chickens and ducks can carry salmonella germs even if they look healthy and clean. In the grocery store, Ray and Mascari Inc. is voluntarily recalling its On the Vine tomatoes for potential salmonella contamination. 4-count packages sold to Gordon Food Service stores across 11 states, including Wisconsin. So far, no illnesses reported.
You can expect some closures on Lincoln Memorial Drive this morning as crews begin removing the beached boats. Taking one last chance to capture the Milwaukee abandoned boat, photographer Jake Lynch.
It's become an iconic landmark in the city, and I thought I might as well capture it before it gets towed away.
He's one of those there. Alicia Shelke of Milwaukee doing ballet poses on the boat.
I was kind of surprised. It wasn't as unsteady of a surface as I was expecting. A little slippery, probably from like the condensation.
That was just moments ago. Now we're seeing a live feed of a couple of men in swimsuits walking around the boat. Deep Thought scheduled to be removed today.
Scheduled to be. Reminders of the road closures for this 7th attempt to remove that abandoned boat. Lincoln Memorial Drive will close in both directions between Lafayette Hill Road and East Water Tower Road until 4 o'clock this afternoon. WTMJ's Adam Roberts, who's on scene, reported that the north side is already closed. North Point parking lot also closed. Milwaukee County has tasked all city towing with bringing 3 65,000-pound cranes to lift Deep Thought out of the sand. They set up a large perimeter around the boat, so at some point in the near future, these spectators are going to have to clear out.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. For convenient car shopping and financing, visit Heiser Automotive Group at one of their 4 locations, Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Or visit Heiser.com because today's your day.
Coming up, no jury yet.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. One of the biggest questions retirees face is, when should I take Social Security? Should you claim it earlier for a smaller check or wait for a bigger payout? The wrong move could cost you thousands over the course of your retirement. And here's something most people don't realize. Social Security is only one piece of your income puzzle. If you don't coordinate it with your other retirement assets, you could pay more in taxes or even reduce your benefits without meaning to. At Drake & Associates, we help hardworking Americans like you make sense of their Social Security options so you can keep more of what you've earned. This isn't just about picking an age. It's about having a strategy so your retirement income lasts. That's why I want to send you a free retirement toolkit along with a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready. Inside, you'll find easy-to-understand strategies to help you maximize Social Security, lower taxes, and build a reliable income plan. Text SS to 414-897-9522 to claim your free copies while supplies last. If you're unsure about your Social Security options, don't wait. This is your chance to get clarity and confidence about your retirement income. Text SS to 414-897-9522. Secure your future today. Text SS to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping you retire with confidence.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
Pulled after just 2 innings the other night, Brewers starter Tobias Myers makes an attempt at a triumphant return. Sports at 6:45.
An update on the Diddy trial. Jury selection underway in the sex trafficking and racketeering trial of Sean Diddy Combs, the media mogul. It's in New York City so far.
Sean Combs, dressed in a sweater and not his prison uniform, acknowledged that he was, quote, nervous about the proceedings starting for jury selection.
That's CBS's Jerica Duncan there. So far, no one. They do not have anyone on the jury seated as of yet. Of course, they're just a day in, but this could take a minute as they try to figure out everything. Check this out. The start of Diddy's trial has kick-started a cottage industry. People charging money to stand in line all night to snag a seat inside the courtroom. So the going rate is $25 an hour, with some people waiting 12 hours or more. That could run you $300 to $400. And it's only jury selection. Like, wait until the trial actually gets going. Wait till it gets juicy. You can assume that some line sitters will start doubling or tripling their rates at some point.
Especially in New York, always somebody has found a way to make a buck. But right, there are only so many seats in the courtroom, and it's New York, so there's no cameras.
Nothing on TV, right?
So the only way to see this is with your own eyes and the sketch artists.
So jury selection continues.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, president of Adam, the automobile dealers of Metro Milwaukee. I want to thank all the participating new car member dealers, and especially all of you who helped us recently present a check to Feeding America of Eastern Wisconsin for over $72,000 just by having your oil changed at an Adam member dealer. The donation provided over 220,000 healthy meals to those in need. Thank you again for changing your oil and changing lives.
EAA AirVenture Oshkosh returns July 21st through the 27th. Vince Vitrano here this summer. Make your way to EAA AirVenture Oshkosh for unforgettable family fun. 18 and under, get in free, thanks in part to the Boeing Company. So no excuse not to bring the whole family. Explore thousands of aircraft, experience world-class air shows, and enjoy the world's greatest aviation celebrations. Bring the whole family. Make memories that last a lifetime with 1 week endless possibilities. Get your tickets now at eaa.org/tickets and join us for the world's greatest aviation celebration.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com. Debbie?
Okay, northbound on 41. Got the backups from just before Watertown Plank Road up past North. The southbound side's backing up from before Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive. And that's pretty much it by way of delays. We've got a broken down vehicle on eastbound 94 around 25th Street, but that's out of traffic on the right, so shouldn't be causing too much of an issue. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
From TMJ4, I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore. Just a couple clouds early this morning, then lots of sunshine. High temperatures look really nice for today. Upper 60s along the lake, some low to mid 70s inland. Tonight, mostly clear skies, low temperatures in the upper 40s. A cold front will move through Wednesday. It will be a dry front, so just dropping down our temperatures and bringing in some breezy winds. Highs in the 50s along the lake, some 60s inland. Cooler through Thursday, but lots of sunshine. High temperatures in the lower 50s along the lake, 60 inland. Plenty of sunshine for Friday as we climb back into the 60s, low 60s lakeside, upper 60s inland. Then for Saturday, just a small chance for rain shower, partly cloudy skies, upper 60s along the lake, and mid 70s inland. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 51 degrees.
The Cardinals are all in Rome, Vince, ahead of the conclave as they determine the next pope. Now, the conclave gets underway tomorrow. It likely can't come soon enough for these guys.
Eminence, hello. How was today's meeting? Hello, Eminence. How was today's meeting?
That's ABC's James Longman just catching up with all the Cardinals when they walk out of their different buildings and meetings or whatever.
Look for somebody in the red hat
who wants to give me some dirt.
Talk to them. Eminence, I don't know you because, and it is how you address a Cardinal. However, right, Does he know everybody's name?
So soon enough, though, you won't be able to do that because all of the Cardinals will be put away, cloistered from the public, and unable to communicate with us.
The security around the Vatican is getting tighter, including at Santa Marta, the residence where the Cardinals will stay for the duration of this conclave. Each one of their rooms is being swept now by security, inspected, the windows sealed. There'll be no communication, so that means they're not going to have any internet devices, any TV, any radio, all of that cut off.
All of it cut off. So tomorrow the conclave begins with a public mass. Then there'll be a procession of the Cardinals as they enter the Sistine Chapel, and then they'll be locked away until they elect a new pope. The last two elections, last two conclaves lasted 2 days. No idea how long this one could last.
I don't recall then. Is it like after a selection is made, are there interviews with the Cardinals after? Well, why did you choose so-and-so?
I think
like,
there's
is there
a little bit of
review?
that. I don't think there's like a spin room like after a debate for president.
They're all in there. Well, I think it's a great choice. Yeah,
But they always do the introduction,
Yes.
and the Pope will come out and greet the flock there that will all amass and all that. So that it could happen at any time, and of course, you could wake up tomorrow morning and we could have a Pope. It could happen that quickly.
Like 7 hours ahead of us, right?
Right, yeah.
So, right, that first meeting would take place before we're on the air here tomorrow.
Correct.
So we'll be on top of that for you. 6:44. Sports up next.
The next time you're due for service, visit richlands.com to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 conveniently located facilities.
All AAA approved and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to serve you.
Richlands.
Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee. I've already told you how my front closet looks after our project. You can text closet to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, if you want to see it. Want to see how your project will look? Visit Inspired Closets Milwaukee and use their new augmented reality tool. It's called Envision, and it'll transform how you see and implement home organization systems. You put on the goggles, and it's like you're in your newly designed garage or pantry or bedroom or closet. No guesswork. You know exactly how it's going to look, function, and feel in your home. That's when you work with my friends Katie and Dan at Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Stop in. Tell them Vinny sent you to give it a try. Or check out the video. That's up on their website. Inspired Days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Brewers go for 3 wins in a row tonight. Took care of Game 1 in a 3-game set with the Astros Monday.
The 2-2. Breaking ball hammered deep. Right center field. Way back. Cam Smith at the track. The wall. Goodbye. Yelich delivers a 2-run, 2-out home run in the third, and the Brewers have a 3-0 lead.
Brewers would go on to win 5-1. A bounce-back pitching performance by starter Tobias Myers, who struggled coming back from injury.
A key piece for the Brewers from 2024, back on track. Tobias Myers earned his first win of the season Monday night, working into the 6th inning with a pair of Ks. Finally feeling like himself.
I feel like the first couple, I was just putting a little pressure on myself, trying to be perfect. Just kind of shifted the mindset to go out there and compete like I did the whole entire season last year and just give the team a chance to win, because can't really give the team a chance to win out there walking 3-4 guys every outing.
From American Family Field, I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
Brewers and Astros again tonight. 6:40 is the first pitch from American Family Field.
The baseball cards, by the way, are coming back. The Brewer is going to team up with police departments across the state to hand out baseball trading cards. Now, they've kind of done this over the years, right? This is not a new thing.
I remember this from when we were kids.
But it's been revamped. Last year, it really was popular last year. In fact, it was pretty funny. Sergeant Efren Cornejo was on Wisconsin's Afternoon News, and he talked about how popular the cards were last year.
I could tell you many times when I was out in patrol, I still have adults asking me for baseball cards. So since it kicked off last year, actually, I still receive occasionally a phone call or an email from parents asking us if we still do this because they want to introduce this tradition to their kids.
Yeah, adults are showing up.
Okay, right. If they're calling because they want to, as he said, introduce the tradition to the kids, that's fine. If you're just like, hey, can I get some of them cards? Stand down 40, 50-year-olds.
So pretty, I agree. Pretty neat, though. So these are like comic booky looking cards, and they got like Kristen Yelich one. There's a Jackson Churio, Self-Frelick, Contreras, Terang, Ortiz. By the way, you can text the word cards if you want to see them. CARDS, cards to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talking text line. We'll send you a picture. 855-616-1620.
I
Cards.
might still have a full 1982 set of Milwaukee Police cards. Yeah.
So what's cool about this is that it's more than just in Milwaukee now. So they're expanding. So Green Bay Cops have them, Kenosha, La Crosse, Madison, and Milwaukee. So all of them have the cards now, and they're cool. They're snazzy. So great opportunity.
Snazzy.
Yeah.
Oh, very well then.
Mm-hmm. Well, see for yourself. Just text cards to the WTMJ Talking text line.
648, Wisconsin's Morning News.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
A load off my mind, and they did an amazing job. Vince Vitrano here for Landworks, Wisconsin. I get anxious about it every spring. Got to get that mulch down. Flower beds look terrible. So do I order a delivery? Well, when will it come? How much do I need? Where do I park the cars then when that pile is sitting in my driveway? When will I get to it? It's hard work that I don't much enjoy. You see where I'm going with this? So I had Joe out to the house from Landworks, showed him where I needed the mulch, talked about colors, done. Came home the other day. Landworks, Wisconsin had come and gone. Flower beds are summer patio ready. Leave it to the pros. Take it off your plate. It looks amazing. Tell them Vinny sent you to Landworks. It's landworkswisconsin.com.
Ready to grow, explore, and shine? Join Girl Scouts with the extended year membership by June 30th and get up to 18 months of fun. Plus, girls starting kindergarten or first grade get 3 awesome activity books and a special gift free. Visit girlscouts.org and join the adventure today.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
10 minutes before 7 o'clock. What do you see on the roads, Deb?
A little bit of a backup. Southbound on 41, starting from before Good Hope Road, pretty much all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound is backed up from Watertown Plank Road, on and off the brakes all the way up to Capitol. We've also got westbound 94 slowing down just west of Highway 100 to the county line. 43 so far holding steady. We're looking at a pretty good ride there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. Few clouds early on, otherwise lots of sun today. There will be a lake breeze late, a high of 73. Tonight clear, a low of 48. So today should be a good day for that boat. The weather shouldn't be the issue getting in and out of the water. For Wednesday, partly cloudy, breezy, maybe a sprinkle late tomorrow, a high of 65 inland. Thursday, sunny, a high of 60 inland. Friday, 68 inland. At 6:51, it's 51 degrees.
6:51 of Wisconsin's Morning News. Friend of the program, Lori Nickel, joining us live this morning. You going to go down and see the boat, Lori?
Oh, my gosh, that stupid boat.
I'm so glad that was your answer.
Really? Oh.
Can you believe what an attraction it's become? Our Adam Roberts is out there on the lakefront this morning. People are standing on it. They're taking pictures of it. They're swimming around it.
Oh, come on.
Various rituals appear to be underway.
Oh, yeah. I just can't. We're happy about it at the paper because that gets a lot of clicks. So, keep it rolling. Whatever. Pay the bills. Let's go. No. Oh.
Hey, speaking of clicks, the other thing in your department that gets a lot of clicks is as we deal with the aftermath of Buck's early exit from the playoffs, the whole, should we trade Giannis now? Well, we can still get something for him.
That was crazy. I even got caught up with that. The first time ever, I've covered him since he was 19-year-old rookie. And after they lost, we talked on the radio last Tuesday. Bucks lose to the Pacers that night in Game 5, and the wave of stories where this is a foregone conclusion that, Bucks have to trade him. They have no other choice. I was like, wow, I need to be ready this week. My gosh, this is a huge story. And then I gave it 12 hours, and you should at least give it 24 to process some of that. Sports Illustrated had it, New York Times, The Athletic, Yahoo, Washington Post, ESPN. All the NBC affiliates around the country had it. And that's real media, not to mention social media, YouTube. My gosh. Everybody, it was so much speculation. It was wild.
So, what do you think the Bucks should do? Like, okay, you don't want the guy to languish here forever. And,
Dame
if we
ain't
can't,
playing.
Right. We have a whole season where we got to pay Dame $50 million or whatever it is for him to recover from that injury at best. Might be back for the postseason next year.
Yeah, it's not an ideal or perfect situation. Both Giannis and Damian Lillard are set to make $54 million, I think, next year. We don't know how quickly Lillard will come back. If anybody knows that well, it'll be Giannis, because his own brother suffered a torn Achilles, and so he's had a first-person look at all of that.
And he ain't playing right now.
No, and he's been out for a while, and they're devastating injuries. They really are. But the thing is, you have to look at who, The Athletic actually had a really good follow-up. Who are teams willing to give up to get somebody like Giannis, first of all? But to me, it just didn't make sense from the Bucks' perspective, of giving up Giannis. He is so valuable to marketing, to their global interests, to being a big player. No matter what we do here, Wisconsin guys, we are the underdog state. Brewers, even Packers, we take for granted how good they've been. Milwaukee, we are not a big-time player. We always have to fight for marketing and for space. And for somebody like Giannis, he is the marquee guy. So I don't think it's just as simple as, well, poor Giannis. I do think it's a really complicated issue. And if you look at money, it's a difficult deal for sure.
And be careful what you wish for. I know there are a lot of people that, it's time, and they're no good with him anyway.
That was also post-game. I couldn't believe. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen to our radio station here, and people are calling in. People called Giannis soft, and for his defense against Tyrese Halliburton, I thought, okay, that we have. I don't know if you don't appreciate all that Giannis Antetokounmpo brings offensively, defensively, leadership, teammanship quality, all honesty, all of that, then you don't like basketball. I don't know if you just don't. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying he isn't difficult. I'm not saying he doesn't have run-ins or with other players. But yeah, I don't get this wave. And the anti-Giannis sentiment that came out after that was also crazy to me. Again, I would just be really careful with what you trust and what you believe. And things change. It could still happen. There could be some big news, but be careful with who you follow or who you believe. The people who are over-analyzing his wife Mariah's Instagram post or over-analyzing Giannis's post himself, just chill, okay? Just back off a little bit. It's not. Give it a minute and let's see what happens. But please don't. The stuff on YouTube and social media is crazy. It's crazy.
Hey, Lori, since we're, in between Packers really ramping up and Bucks are done, can I interest you at some point in coming out to Erin Hills and getting into golf coverage a little bit for the U.S. Women's Open at the end of the month? I know it's not your game.
No. Tell me how to do that. Do you want features? You don't want play-by-play, right? I'm so excited to go see that. So you'll have to tell me what's the best way to cover golf.
I do want play-by-play because I like golf, but I think if you're looking for that broader thing.
Characters.
Right, so somebody else can handle that, right? Give me the characters and give me what you're so good at is make me care about it as a Wisconsinite. The best people who do this game on the planet Earth are coming to Washington County. that
Yeah.
sort of feel. And I think you, if you take that lens on it, golf won't be boring. I promise.
Well, okay. Well, I don't know if that's so great.
You can do it. I know you can.
It's at least a nice day outside. But yes, you've convinced me, so let's do it.
All right, Lori Nickel, friend of the program with us from the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Thanks, Lori.
Thanks, Sam.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A Mediterranean restaurant is coming to the first floor retail space of the Ascent apartment building. The restaurant, named Aya, will feature Middle Eastern cuisine, including charcoal grilled dishes, meats, and more. National Institutes of Health Director Jay Bhattacharya visits the Medical College of Wisconsin. He outlined his plans for the federal agency and advised the audience to avoid political ideology and seeking funding for medical research. A report prepared by Milwaukee's Legislative Reference Bureau advises against approving the 156-room Moxie Hotel. Plans for the hotel are scheduled for discussion at this week's Zoning, Neighborhoods, and Development Committee meeting. I'm Logan Hansen for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Get 0% financing for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When having new Pella windows and doors installed at your home, you get the full Pella experience. That means we're with you from start to finish. Our team doesn't disappear after the work is done. Just like with Vinny, your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
With customizations driving limitless possibilities, our Pella experts truly listen to your vision, just as we did with Nicole.
I felt like they really listened to us. There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, offer some suggestions, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait any longer, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
American Family Field gets invaded by the Astros.
Henderson kicks, delivers. Swing and a miss! He struck him out! Got him with a changeup.
The Crew take on the Invaders starting tonight at 6:05 on your home for the Milwaukee Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, May 6th, our top story. Salvage crews staging as we speak to unbeach the boat.
I'm Erik. Bilstad, an awkward meeting with the neighbor in Capitol Hill.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, northbound 4394. Just as you're getting into the Marquette, looks like we've got a crash on the left shoulder, so watch out for that. Otherwise, northbound continues kind of heavy just before Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. Southbound 41, slowing from Good Hope Road down past Capitol Drive. Northbound from Watertown Plank Road up past Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Gorgeous day ahead as we shed early clouds. A lot of sunshine and a lake breeze. High 68 on the lakeshore, 73 inland. Mostly clear and a low down to 48 tonight. Right now, 53 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a convoy of large tow trucks lined up on Lincoln Memorial Drive as we are just hours away from efforts to remove deep thought from Lake Michigan. WTMJ's Adam Roberts is on the lakefront.
Road closures along Lincoln Memorial Drive have officially taken effect ahead of all-city towing, making the 7th total attempt to remove deep thought from the mucky sand of Lake Michigan. That's not stopping a few people from observing the boat one last time, including photographer Jake Lynch, summarizing the artistic community's thoughts on deep thought.
It's become a cultural landmark, especially for artists around the area. I've seen a lot of drone guys film it for the past how many months it's been here. Looks pretty good with all the graffiti.
On the lakefront, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A Milwaukee mom gets 3 years probation for assaulting an MPS teacher.
She is 35-year-old Katoya Hearn, convicted of battery for going into Benjamin Franklin Elementary School, sitting down for a planned meeting with her child and a special education teacher. But before the teacher could sit down, Hearn punched her in the face and kicked her in the head. The teacher suffered a concussion. This mom pled guilty last Thursday to battery, and instead of spending 3 years behind bars, she has 3 years of probation. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Burglary at a popular West Dallas restaurant. Police are searching for a suspect who broke into Twisted Plants just before midnight Sunday and took off with the entire cash register. Surveillance video shows a white man about 6 feet tall, medium build, smashing the glass door, taking the register, and fleeing in an orange Honda Element. Stole about $1,000 in cash. West Dallas police looking for tips.
In Milwaukee, pest problems temporarily closed the Sendik's food grocery store on Downer.
Inspections from the Milwaukee Health Department reveal an escalating rodent problem. MHD first discovered mouse and rat droppings in basement storage away from food on April 15th. A reinspection 2 weeks later found droppings in the dry food storage area. Another follow-up inspection on Monday found droppings in the kitchen and retail space. MHD issued an immediate closure order for the store to clean and sanitize and work with a pest control provider. Jessica Gatzo, WTMJ News.
Police in Oklahoma City questioning witnesses about last night's shooting at a bar in that city's popular Midtown Entertainment District.
Big screen TVs at the Collective were showing the NBA playoff game when, according to Police Lieutenant Rob Allen,
apparently a fight broke out, and at some point during the fight, someone began shooting.
Bar patrons like this one hit the floor.
Everybody was crawling from my perspective because I was crawling myself, but there was also a lot of people just scattering in every direction.
One of the 7 people hurt was said to be in critical condition. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney is in Washington for a high-stakes meeting with President Trump today at the White House. The newly elected Canadian leader hopes to ease tensions in the trade war, which has created economic uncertainty on both sides of the border. The president has said he wants to make Canada the 51st state, and he wants to levy steep tariffs.
Coming up, more than just fashion headlines at the Met Gala. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
It's happened again. Another local organization switching to business technology from James Imaging Systems. This time, it's St. Anne Center for Intergenerational Care. CFO Sally Parente.
We were unhappy with our previous vendor. It was always a big production. We also had some issues with pricing.
And now with James Imaging Systems?
The service, the value, and the ease with which we can just keep using their service and not having any big headaches. We're getting value here as well.
Just what you'd expect from James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed company. AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation.
I love that they're a local company. They've been a wonderful business partner for St. Anne Center.
Make the switch to James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Public service, courage, bravery, sacrifice. These are terms used to describe those who work in public safety who go above and beyond each and every day of their lives. If you have a police officer, dispatcher, fire professional, or an emergency nurse who impacted your life, in May we'll honor the best examples of paying it forward, sharing the tremendous stories of these local heroes. Nominate your local hero at WTMJ.com. Click on the Salute to Service banner at the top, or by texting SALUTE to the Siding Unlimited talk and text line.
It's Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, presented by Waterstone Bank.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Mother's Day is Sunday. Buy one dinner, get one free every night this week at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill. The drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest is spectacular. Reserve today. Visit foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:08.
You can walk where the pros walk. The big difference about this golf major coming to Wisconsin in sports at 7:15.
It's a week promoting safety in the city.
Milwaukee's Third Peace Week will feature events throughout the city. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson tells WTMJ.
Having the opportunity to talk to some young people in schools about what we need to do for peace in our community. I'll be bringing faith denominations together for a panel discussion. We'll have a kickball game, a peaceful kickball game with our friends from over at Milwaukee County to encourage peace and unity here in our community.
He'll be playing in the kickball game Saturday, too. About his skills, Mayor Johnson says.
You know, back in elementary school, they used to call me Chevy the Hammer. That's a joke. I'm not really good at sports, but I'll try my best.
Elizabeth Lintonen, WTMJ News.
A week promoting safety in Milwaukee is underway. Cleanup efforts in the Pacific Palisades continue 5 months after wildfires raged through portions of Los Angeles County.
Phase 1 of the cleanup efforts included removing hazardous materials.
We have a house that is 3 stories, and they found measurable amounts of lead on all floors of our house.
Burlington native and Pacific Palisades resident Caitlin Morale has been out of her home since January.
A lot of people aren't seeing payouts from insurance yet, and they're having to start, replacing things, remediating things.
Phase 2 of the plan includes removing debris with the goal of facilitating rebuilding. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Rihanna and A$AP Rocky once again stole the show at the Met Gala.
A$AP Rocky confirms he and Rihanna are expecting their 3rd child. It feels amazing, he told reporters on the red carpet. This year, A$AP Rocky walked the blue carpet alone before Rihanna's arrival. She was among the last people to walk the red carpet last night.
Rihanna, straight ahead!
The clothing and makeup entrepreneur and singer did not attend last year, but in 2023, she and her longtime partner were also among the last to arrive. Matt Piper, CBS News, New York.
So Rihanna's pregnant. I think the one standout from the Met Gala that we noticed was the guy walking around with the piano on his back.
You see Diana Ross's dress?
Yeah,
Holy
her dress
macaroni.
it was the size of Rhode Island.
Holy cow.
Yep.
Again, these aren't fashion statements. They're costumes.
It's cosplay.
On Wisconsin's Morning News.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
7-Eleven, what do you see on the drive, Debbie?
Well, we got this accident northbound 43 right heading into the Marquette. It's off on the left shoulder, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. More delays, though, north of that, just about from Kilbourne all the way up towards Keefe. Southbound 41, heavy from Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol Drive, and then northbound has got on and off the brakes pretty much from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past North, and then again to the Capitol Drive area up from Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
From TMJ4, I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore. Just a couple clouds early this morning, then lots of sunshine. High temperatures look really nice for today. Upper 60s along the lake, some low to mid 70s inland. Tonight, mostly clear skies, low temperatures in the upper 40s. A cold front will move through Wednesday. It will be a dry front, so just dropping down our temperatures and bringing in some breezy winds. Highs in the 50s along the lake, some 60s inland. Cooler through Thursday, but lots of sunshine. High temperatures in the lower 50s along the lake, 60 inland. Plenty of sunshine for Friday as we climb back into the 60s, low 60s lakeside, upper 60s inland. Then for Saturday, just a small chance for rain shower, partly cloudy skies, upper 60s along the lake, and mid 70s inland. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore. The Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 53 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Big day today, huge day in Milwaukee. It's happening, folks. It's happening.
Happening today.
The boat gets removed from the lakefront today. Should happen this morning.
Really? Because you've said those words before.
Okay.
Multiple times.
Well, fine.
Happening maybe.
The boat gets removed
That's more
today.
like it.
Maybe. The Milwaukee boat has been stranded at the lakefront since October, and now it appears today will be the day it is removed. WTMJ's Adam Roberts is live along the lakefront as crews assemble, Adam.
Yes, Erik, today is in fact the day. So what a difference an hour makes. Last time you checked in with me, very serene, very calm, just a couple of passerby. Now the action has really begun. In the last couple of minutes, All City Towing, led by Jeff Pillar, along with about a dozen crew members, have started laying out that perimeter I mentioned. We've got tape up. We've got cones up. We're also laying out a little bit of a path that they'll bring their tow truck down. Got some pallets that are being laid out right now, and they're going to get that bed right up as close to the rocks as they can before they try to get this thing out.
Based on the response in the pictures that you've been sending in, Adam, all of the trucks, all of the people, I'm starting to feel fairly confident we're going to get this done today.
Yeah, I don't want to dog on previous attempts, but Jeff, when I was speaking with him earlier, he was really, really proud to speak highly of his crew, and I can say as an observer, I get it. I mean, we've got full neon gear, safety, we got hard hats, we've got cones going up, about 10 trucks for this crew. Remember, this company is used to picking up these these trucks that strand on the freeway. I know we had one tip over on an on-ramp to 894 a couple of months ago. So this crew knows what they're doing. Here, the trucks working behind me. It certainly seems like they know what they're doing. I'm actually being told I need to get out of here because that perimeter is starting to go up. So I'm going to move just over here.
But Adam, they usually do that on a highway, not where there's like this giant string of rocks. I mean, they have to be able to reach over the rocks, then pick up the weight of this boat, which has 3 pounds of wet sand, or not 3 pounds, 3 feet of wet sand in it. It seems like the physics will be an issue today.
I can certainly agree with that, and Jeff does as well. So he kind of laid out what it's going to look like once they get this crane that they're going to bring up right along the edge of the lake. And if you know the lakefront, there's a lot of rocks stretching out for about 30 feet towards the water. They're going to extend that crane over, latch onto the boat. They're actually going to get some of that water and sand out beforehand. There'll be a lull. Then they're going to just straight up yank this thing and tip it a bit, then rotate it over, land it down on their trailer, and get this thing out of here.
WTMJ's Adam Roberts live at the boat this morning. We'll keep checking in with Adam through the morning.
Happening maybe.
I think we can bump that up a little bit.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 10 weeks now, currently in the maintenance phase. Hit my goal, 35 pounds.
reach my weight loss goal easy, fast, safely, and I'm going to continue working with the wonderful team at Milwaukee Weight Loss.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Brewers 5-1 winners over the Astros. Nice outing by Tobias Myers, his first in a couple as he's battled back from injury. Same two teams will go tonight. 6:40 is the first pitch from American Family Field. Erin Hills in Washington County ready to host the world's best in the U.S. Women's Open. End of this month. Played the golf course on Monday in a media event. And my caddy, Chris Haney, has been out there hoofing bags at Erin Hills for 5 years.
Okay, we're walking hole number 11 at Erin Hills, which in a matter of weeks will host the U.S. Women's Open. Chris is my caddy for the day. How are we doing?
Excellent, man. It's a beautiful day out here. Grass is green, sun's shining. Can't beat it.
Hey, man, talk about how the golf course has changed here in these last few weeks. The build-out is really coming along.
You know, they're getting it in great shape for the Open. You know, I think these women are going to have a tough time around here with how fast these fairways and these greens are going to be. If they get some wind out here, it's going to be a real challenge for them for sure.
Do you think you'll get on a bag for one of these ladies, Chris?
Maybe. You know, if I get one of their practice rounds and maybe they like my skills out here. You know, I've been here long enough and I know these greens, and if I get some good greens for them, who knows?
In the weeks after the Open, how many people from all over the world are going to come out here? You're going to see all kinds of different folks.
Well, we're always super busy, so I think this is only going to help us for sure. I could see us having a good couple busy years for the next 3-4 years, 100%.
For somebody who says, you know, I'm not really that good of a golfer, it'd be amazing to walk the same course as the pros, but I'm not really that good of a golfer. I shouldn't come out there.
Hey, I'm not good at golf either, but I'd play out of here 10 times out of the week, you know? Like, it's a beautiful place to be. Golf it's not about your skill level. It's just about getting out there and enjoying the day, you know?
I was all over the USGA folks who were out there yesterday. I'm like, public golf course. Do these always at public golf courses? I know you want to play Bartrazol and all these other, East Coast esteemed country clubs, right? And it's not like this isn't a premium price point. I don't expect your average weekend golfer to foot the bill always. But if you want to walk this golf course where the pros have done it, right, you can do that. On-site parking, kids get in free with paid adult tickets for any of the rounds. Tickets are on sale now. May 29th, first day of competition for the U.S. Women's Open here in Wisconsin.
The leader in the dugout, the skipper, the man who riles up the crew with his words of inspiration.
I mean, my old ass, is that what you're saying?
Yep, that's our guy. Brewers manager Pat Murphy joins Wisconsin's Morning News every Tuesday at 8:45 for Brewers 360.
We're a team that the other team's going to feel us. You know, you're not going to walk away from a series and not be felt. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting.
Ran into a guy I know the other day, and he wanted to show me his scar. Okay. Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Buddy wanted to show me he got a new hip at OAW. Dr. Hollub, same guy who did my knee surgery, put it in. As far as I could tell, he did very fine work. And here's how I know. 5 weeks post-op, you know where I ran into this guy? At the gym. Says he's getting better all the time, happy to be working out, pain-free again, and loving the results. Now, whether it's an injury or long-term concern that's ailing you, these are the docs you want on your team. Visit OAW's new Physical Therapy Center in Germantown. Walk right in at an ASAP clinic in Brookfield or Pewaukee, or get started online now at orthowisconsin.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, president of Adam, the automobile dealers of Metro Milwaukee. I want to thank all the participating new car member dealers, and especially all of you who helped us recently present a check to Feeding America of Eastern Wisconsin for over $72,000 just by having your oil changed at an Adam member dealer. The donation provided over 220,000 healthy meals to those in need. Thank you again for changing your oil and changing lives.
Spring is in the air, the perfect time to kickstart those home improvement dreams. Hi, Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. They're your local experts in stylish, energy-efficient upgrades. Boost your curb appeal and add real value with top brands like Pella, Anderson, Marvin, and more. All customized to fit your home and your style. Wood, vinyl, or fiberglass, they've got it all. And their newly remodeled New Berlin showroom is the place to start. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
The all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods, the Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center in New Berlin and Fox Point.
At 7:22, traffic sponsored by the all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods. Debbie.
Okay, looking pretty good. We do have a little bit more building volume along eastbound 94, just east of 84th Street, all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, and then again from 35th Street past 27th. Westbound side's pretty clear at the moment. Northbound 43, we got the backups. We got that crash right in the Marquette on the left shoulder, so heading straight through. We also have delays from Kilbourne up to Keefe. Southbound, just a quick tap of the brakes right by Fond du Lac. Southbound 41, heavy from Good Hope Road down past Capitol Drive. Northbound is slow from Watertown Plank Road up to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Weather today brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. On the front end of a really nice stretch of weather as we bring in Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky live this morning. Niz, if asking for a friend here, if somebody had a beached boat they were trying to get out of Lake Michigan today, how would you say the forecast stacks up for them?
I think it looks good. Light winds. I think most of the day we don't have a lake breeze, so even lakeside, I think late this morning, midday, gets into the 60s, and then that lake breeze kicks in this afternoon. But inland spots could get in the 70s. I sure hope this saga's over with today. I mean, my guy, whoever it was yesterday with the towing company, seemed pretty confident he's going to knock this out of the park.
He sure does, doesn't he?
Yeah, almost too confident.
Yeah, he's got some swagger to him. Where it's like, okay, well, doesn't this just like put icing on the cake? Now you got some guy who's like, yeah, this is no problem. I'll take care of it. After almost a year of figuring out what to do.
You know, we were laughing, and I think you said something about this too, about how what was such a fun, campy sight and story has turned into just symbolism to the incompetence of county and city government.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many things, like why it wasn't removed right away. I don't know. Like, I'm naive. I don't know all the details. I'm also curious, too, like, why don't we know more about, like, the registered owners of the boat? Or am I just not aware of that?
They're kind of ghost, Niz, and the problem is they can't afford to get it out, and if the city or the county or whoever wanted to sue them, there's no money.
Turnips.
Right, there's no money to get from them. It would cost us more to try to recoup it, which is why we kind of are where we are.
Okay, so we're just kind of letting them be for creating this mess,
I guess.
and deserting the boat. Here's my
problem this morning.
Things,
I've come all the way around multiple times. At first, I was like, get this piece of trash off the beach. And then when the county supervisor, whose district that is, Sheldon Wasserman, he's like, people are coming down. It's like become an attraction. Then I was like, well, I don't know. If people are coming down to see something.
Come to see it.
Yes. Then I wanted it gone.
Collectivo.
Yeah. But now this morning, our Adam Roberts is down there, and he's got some spectacular pictures of people who, again, have come to see the boat.
A ballerina on the boat.
Let me tell you something. If this were your hometown of Racine, that thing would be there forever.
Yeah, no.
You guys would keep
That's
it.
so true. I mean, like you drive through towns, like, and this isn't a knock on these towns, but like, let's say Anago or something like that. They named the high school after that boat, you know?
Deep Thought High.
Exactly. No, I just find the story so great as far as just being able to wonder what the heck is going on. You know, like, what are we doing here?
I think to that point, right, if people would drive to see the world's largest ball of twine or whatever.
Yes, that's a great point. Or the Fonz even. Like, okay, I'll go find the Fonz, but who doesn't want to go see the boat? Apparently everybody does.
Today's the day. It's going to come to an end. I can't. This is going to be top news. This is going to be. We got to break into coverage. We got to break in on TMJ4.
Everybody's down there on the lakefront. Force had coverage this morning. We'll when they start to pull the thing out, we'll go back to Adam Roberts, who's live on the lake. All right,
could be hours from now, though.
Doug, a little bit of weather. It looks like we have a really nice stretch finally of some nice May weather.
Yeah, we've been under the same locked up pattern. I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures and the memes online of it's called the Omega block. Basically, you have cut off areas of low pressure, high pressure in between, nothing moves. This could stay with us for a very, very long time. However, it does look like it breaks starting pretty much tomorrow and into the rest of the week. So what that will do is it'll open up more of a normal spring pattern. We'll start to warm things up a little bit. Sure, the lake is going to cool things down some days too, but in general, we're looking at more sunshine and warmer temperatures. Today looks great. I think most of the area is 60s and 70s most of the day.
All right, keep it here, Niz. We'll have live coverage of the boat removal attempts as they happen.
Will do. I'll be listening. Kids are going to get out the door here soon, and then I'll just sit in my car for about an hour and listen.
Okay. That's good advice. Thanks, my friend.
All right, see you guys.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell about 100 points in trading on Monday to 41,219. The NASDAQ at 17,844 was off 133 points, and the S&P 500 was off 36 to 5650. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, our weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today is Jeff Salazinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, you're always trying to keep us current, so let's talk about the impact inflation is having on the insurance market today.
Sure, Vince. Great to be here. This is really an important point. Inflation has been persistent really since 2021. And when you look at the cumulative effects of inflation, it can be problematic in a number of ways. Building materials, auto repair parts, and labor are all materially more expensive today than they were just a few years ago. Inflation erodes the limits of your insurance as well. Your property insurance limit, your liability insurance limit, and even your umbrella insurance limit. I heard an executive the other day in our industry say that inflation is the kryptonite of insurance. What he meant was inflation is diluting the value of your insurance policies. Your limits need to be evaluated regularly.
So just being underinsured as a result of this cumulative years of inflation, that's a real risk right now.
Absolutely, Vince. If you're underinsured, and some studies suggest that over 50% of individuals and businesses could be underinsured, if there's an event where you need those insurance policies to respond, you could be at risk. Think of a fire, a tornado, an auto accident, or you get sued.
So why should businesses or families work with R&R Insurance?
At R&R Insurance, we understand complex, dynamic issues like calculating proper limits of insurance and inflation and how they impact your business. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to sit down and speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. I mean, there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. At the Vatican, the conclave to pick a new pope officially begins tomorrow. About a half hour from now, the cardinals who will be sequestered in the Sistine Chapel will take a vow of secrecy. Anyone who breaks the vow and leaks something faces automatic excommunication. Newark Liberty Airport set for another day of delays and cancellations. The problems caused when air traffic controllers lost radar and communications with planes for at least 90 seconds. Many of them walked off the job, citing trauma, saying their equipment is woefully outdated. Here's ABC Aviation contributor Steve Ganyard.
Pilots can fly the instruments in their cockpit to a safe landing. They also have gear within the cockpit that allows them to know if they're getting close to another airplane. But having no radar, no communication with ATC is an extraordinary event, and it's very dangerous.
Drone attacks from Ukraine briefly shutting down 4 airports around Moscow. The attack threatening a planned 72-hour unilateral ceasefire. This is ABC News.
Northbound 43, watch for delays out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Southbound starting to slow down from before Silver Spring all the way down past Burleigh. Westbound 94, a little heavy from 25th Street all the way past 35th Street. Eastbound's backed up from the Zoo all the way to 27th. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, high of 73 degrees today. A little bit cooler lakeside with the lake breeze coming in this afternoon with a lot of sunshine. Low down to 48 tonight. Right now, Milwaukee at 53. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, getting ready to move Milwaukee's abandoned boat.
The removal crew officially on scene as All City Towing has sent out 10 of their heavy-duty trucks to take out Deep Thought as it still sits stuck in Lake Michigan. Photographer Jake Lynch.
It's become an iconic landmark in the city, and I thought might as well capture it before it gets towed away.
And ballerina Alyssa Schulke.
I still think it's really cool how so many people have kind of added their own little personal touches to it.
Were among the last to pose atop the boat. All City says they expect to work on the boat throughout the day. On the lakefront, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
One person in custody in connection to a beating death in Milwaukee. This happened Monday night near 37th and Branting on the southwest side. 55-year-old victim died from their injuries.
Sendik's grocery store closed to clean up a health hazard. This is the one on Downer Avenue. Milwaukee Health Department inspections revealing an escalating rodent problem. The MHD first discovered mouse and rat droppings in a basement storage area away from food. A re-inspection a couple weeks later found droppings in the dry food storage area. MHD issued an immediate closure order for the store to clean and sanitize, work with pest control providers.
From post-pandemic revenge travel to pre-recession cautious travel, host of the Fox World Travel Show, Rose Gray, on Wisconsin's Afternoon News says that economic and political uncertainties are affecting how Americans plan their next vacation.
Some of our customers are telling us they're reprioritizing their travel list and putting things that were lower on the list to the top that maybe were domestic.
Got news on Monday that airlines are dropping some of their prices this summer. Travelers also waiting longer to commit to trips instead of planning a year ahead.
Road work on North Lake Drive means closures and detours through Fox Point. Wisconsin Department of Transportation is working on just over 2.5 miles of road between East School and East Dean roads, replacing water mains. They're upgrading the storm sewers and drains and improving crosswalks. Drivers, bikers, and walkers encouraged to use Santa Monica Boulevard or Green Tree Road to get around it.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Traffic brought to you by Bumblebee Blinds. Visit them at bumblebeeblinds.com.
Bumblebee Blinds Milwaukee makes it easy to refresh your home. Book a free consultation today. Get high-quality blinds with professional guidance and stress-free installation. Bumblebee Blinds, Milwaukee.
Coming up.
I'm just hanging out over the bridge. I don't want to die.
News is brought to you by J&J Contractors. Visit jjcontractorsllc.com.
Imagine waking up to the updated kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. J&J Contractors is your preferred partner in all your home renovation needs. They can transform your kitchen with beautiful new floors, custom cabinetry, and more. Dreaming of a spa-like oasis with custom tile work and fixtures? J&J Contractors will design a bathroom that leaves you feeling relaxed and rejuvenated. For your free consultation, just search online, J&J Contractors, or call 414-423-9200. J&J Contractors. Welcome home.
In 1955, cars first rolled on to Road America. And many of those same cars are back again as vintage racing lives at Road America, America's national park of speed. Kick off the 70th anniversary season at the Spring Vintage Festival weekend with SVRA May 16th through the 18th. The fastest of the fast of the past, including race and sports cars from all 70 years and even further back than that. Vintage Festival weekend, May 16th to the 18th at Road America. Get tickets at roadamerica.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin, the best in the area. They're going to take care of you big time. You want to play pickleball. You want to golf. You want to play with your grandkids in the front yard and do it with no pain. Go to the place that has the highest patient satisfaction ratings and the top doctors in the area. It's Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. I've met the docs. I've walked through the hospital. It's absolutely incredible. They're going to take great care of you from beginning to end. Go to OHOW.com, hit the request an appointment button. OHOW.com, request an appointment.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Pulled after just 2 innings the other night, Tobias Myers gets a chance to redeem himself. Sports at 7:45.
An incredible rescue in Kentucky, an emergency on a highway on I-65 in Louisville. A truck driver, the cab, hanging off the side of a bridge.
The terrifying moment, a truck was left dangling over the side of a bridge on I-65 in Louisville.
I'm just hanging out over the bridge. I don't want to die.
The driver trapped in the cab, calling 911, staying on the line for 18 harrowing minutes.
Yeah, so it was kind of a jackknife. The semi-trailer was still on the bridge, but the cab was hanging over. It's all busted up, and this guy is in there calling 911.
The driver trapped in the cab, making a special request.
Please survive. If I don't survive, can you just leave the recordings to my family too?
Responders rushing to set up a rescue plan. Crews used a rope system, lowering a rescuer into the cab, hooking up the driver, and lifting him to safety.
Yeah,
all in a matter of about 30 minutes.
ABC's ran an alley there. So guy on little rope comes down, not a rope, but some kind of cable, comes down, grabs them, hooks them in, and then they lift them both up, swing them back over, and laying them on the bridge.
The truck ended up falling off?
No.
I mean, it was teetering.
Well, that's a good question. I don't believe so. I didn't see that. But, I mean, it was enough where it was still sitting there when they pulled him out.
Can you imagine saying those words, right?
Oh,
if
God.
I don't survive. And he didn't sound real confident at that moment.
I mean, you're sitting there, and this isn't the first time this has happened. You remember that story just a couple of years ago? A woman was rescued. Same kind of deal. The cab was hanging over the edge, and someone had to swoop over, come down on a cable, and grab her.
If you've ever driven south to any of those points, I mean, you've probably driven over this very spot on I-65, right?
65
very
through
well-traveled area.
Very busy stretch.
7:38, this report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
It's Steinhoffel's Memorial Day mattress sale. Save up to $900 on select adjustable base sets and get up to $300 in Steinhoffel's cash. And take advantage of Steinhoffel's special 60-month financing. Get a Queen Tempur-Pedic mattress for only $48 per month, a Beautyrest Black mattress for only $36 per month, and an Avocado mattress for only $26 per month. Steinhoffel's is Wisconsin's mattress leader. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. They've been doing it for nearly 10 years. The nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. Let me say that again. Non-surgical relief. That means the knee and back pain, gone. Living pain-free. Shoulder and hip pain, gone. You're living pain-free, and you don't have to go under a knife. And you don't have to have all kinds of painkillers or steroids, and you don't have to have any downtime. It's worth the call. QC Kinetics. Find out if it'll work for you. The biological growth factors with robust healing properties. It's carefully and strategically placed in your joint, and it gives you a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life. Repairing the old tissue. QC Kinetics. Call today, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics and find out if this is going to work for you. Very easy to set up a consultation. It's free, and you can learn if this process is going to help you out so you can finally live pain-free. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 20th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Baltimore Orioles.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 20th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Checking in with Debbie here at 20 minutes before 8 o'clock.
Okay, well, eastbound 94 definitely slowing down from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Westbound slowing down from about 20th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. We've got northbound 43 backed up out of the Marquette to Keefe. Southbound slowing down from before Silver Spring all the way down past Burleigh. Also, delays on the bypass. On eastbound 894, got backups from about 84th Street all the way past 60th. We've also got some delays on the Rock Freeway heading northbound from Highway 100 into the Hale interchange. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
From TMJ4, I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore. Just a couple clouds early this morning, then lots of sunshine. High temperatures look really nice for today. Upper 60s along the lake, some low to mid 70s inland. Tonight, mostly clear skies, low temperatures in the upper 40s. A cold front will move through Wednesday. It will be a dry front, so just dropping down our temperatures and bringing in some breezy winds. Highs in the 50s along the lake, some 60s inland. Cooler through Thursday, but lots of sunshine. High temperatures in the lower 50s along the lake, 60 inland. Plenty of sunshine for Friday as we climb back into the 60s, low 60s lakeside, upper 60s inland. Then for Saturday, just a small chance for rain shower, partly cloudy skies, upper 60s along the lake, and mid 70s inland. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 53.
7:42, kind of a busy day today in Vatican City as everyone prepares for the start of the conclave.
We are now in that final stretch as the Catholic Church gears up to elect a new pope in that secretive conclave. And tomorrow the conclave will begin with a public mass. Then we'll see the procession of cardinals entering the Sistine Chapel, and then they'll be locked away there until they elect a new pope.
ABC's Inez de la Catera. I think it's interesting. Those cardinals are probably counting down the minutes so they don't have to be bothered anymore.
Eminence, hello. How was today's meeting? Hello, Eminence. How was today's meeting?
ABC's James Longman going after any cardinal he can find because these guys are talking to each other now. They're meeting and having conversations and asking questions. So you got to think that there's a little bit of quote-unquote campaigning or suggesting going on.
Or factioning, right? Who are we behind and we need to vote as a block because we tend to agree.
Sure, right?
It is a political process inside the church.
So the cardinals will go into the buildings there, Santa Marta, where their residence is. Their rooms are going to be swept by security, inspected, the windows sealed, the electronics removed. And by the way, not just the cardinals.
Vatican staff involved in the conclave, from cooks to cleaners, have taken their oath of secrecy. The punishment for breaking that oath? Immediate excommunication. Now, the cardinals will take their own oath tomorrow inside the Sistine Chapel.
That's CBS correspondent Chris Lovesay, who's also in Rome this morning. So conclave starts tomorrow. The last two conclaves took 2 days to select a pope. Whether that means this will take 2 days, who knows? But by tomorrow morning, around this time, we should have a vote in already by these cardinals.
Yeah, they're 7 hours ahead of us in Vatican City, so it's already 2:43 in the afternoon. Yeah. So you would think at least one vote in. I don't know how quickly. There's some procedure. You have that first vote. I don't think you go right away to that second vote.
Do you write your first name in the first one just to always know that you had at least one vote for Pope?
I got at least one vote, right. But you can't really tell anyone. Like, they're not supposed to come out and say, well, here's how the votes broke down.
I did get a vote. You can't tell your grandkids. You don't really have any grandkids, right?
You shouldn't. 7:44 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Frondelmax Vextolando.
Ben?
Nargolento Zipidorium.
Ben!
Yes, Nicole?
Do I have to ask?
Why am I wearing a wizard's cape?
Yes.
Because of the Brooklyn Cabinet.
The Brooklyn Cabinet?
Have you heard of it?
Of course. It's the most configurable piece in Penny Mustard's history.
Configurabilis Maximus.
But what's with the wizard getup?
The Brooklyn Cabinet looks like something you'd see in the hallowed halls of a faraway magical campus.
That curved top is pretty enchanting.
And with all the configurable options, you get to work your personal magic.
Cabinenta Implortum.
Wait, what are you waving?
My magic wand, Arvid.
That's a beef stick.
Hey, even wizards get hungry.
Right.
Snackiest Summinoso.
Come see the bewitching Brooklyn Cabinet. American-made with locally sourced lumber and built to last for generations. Starting at $43.78 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Brewers will go for 3 wins in a row tonight. Took care of Game 1 in a 3-game set with the Astros on Monday.
The 2-2. Breaking ball hammered deep. Right center field. Way back. Cam Smith at the track. The wall. Goodbye. Yelich delivers a 2-run, 2-out home run in the third, and the Brewers have a 3-0 lead.
Brewers win 5-1. Bounce back pitching performance by starter Tobias Myers, who has struggled coming back from injury.
A key piece for the Brewers from 2024, back on track. Tobias Myers earned his first win of the season Monday night, working into the 6th inning with a pair of Ks. finally feeling like himself.
I feel like the first couple, I was just putting a little pressure on myself, trying to be perfect. Just kind of shifted the mindset to go out there and compete like I did the whole entire season last year and just give the team a chance to win, because can't really give the team a chance to win out there walking 3-4 guys every outing.
From American Family Field, I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
Brewers and Astros go again tonight. 6:40 first pitch from American Family Field.
You hear the story from the Brewers on Monday. Big announcement that the baseball cards are back. They've been doing this for a long time, where Milwaukee police officers would give away Brewers cards.
It was a thing
kids,
in Tosa
right?
growing up, right? Cops had
different cops would do it.
Baseball cards, right? But they were like baseball cards.
Right. And last year they kind of revamped it, and this year they're revamping it kind of again. It's pretty neat. So this year there's like comics. They're like comic cards, if you will. And Rick Schlesinger was on Wisconsin's Afternoon News, as was Milwaukee Police Sergeant Efren Cornejo, who thought this was pretty interesting. He talked about how popular the cards are.
I could tell you many times when I was out in patrol, I still have adults asking me for baseball cards.
Adults are asking.
All
right. Well, so this time around, he says that like the kiddos are all going to get them, of course.
So since it kicked off last year, actually, I still receive occasionally a phone call or an email from parents asking us if we still do this because they want to introduce this tradition to their kids.
So these cards are inspired by comic books. They have Yelich, Churio, Frelick, Contreras, Terang, Ortiz. Pretty neat looking. If you want to see them, just text the word cards to 855-616-1620. We'll send you a link, 855-616-1620. New this year, though, more police departments participated, including Green Bay, Kenosha, La Crosse, Madison, and Milwaukee, of course. So lots of kiddos will be able to get their hands on these Brewers comic baseball cards.
It's a good thing. I remember just where would kids have an opportunity to interact with police officers?
Right.
Like I'm thinking around the parade at July 4th, the officers would be up and down the parade route maybe, and hey, they see a kid, a couple of baseball cards. Like it starts that moment. It starts that conversation.
It humanizes them.
Right. So good for the Brewers and for the police and also the kids. 7:48 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
And the parents.
Who else?
It's Debbie Lazaga, and I'm so excited because Kohler Services just transformed my old bathtub into a beautiful new Luxstone shower. Kohler Services made it so easy. They came to my home and helped me design my custom shower, and they hauled away my old tub. Stephen, Luke, and Will were focused and professional installers. I'd recommend them to anyone. You can request your free quote for a custom Kohler Luxstone shower by visiting KohlerServicesWI.com. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And there is no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because Pella is offering up to 6 years of 0% financing. Set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. They'll listen to your vision and suggest the Pella materials and customizations to make it a reality. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions do apply, and this deal ends May 31st, 2025. So visit PellaWI.com today.
We didn't write the headline, the Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Economic uncertainty and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. Standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil. But retirement planning isn't a set it and forget it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized plans that adapt as needed. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
10 minutes before 8 o'clock. Debbie, what do you see?
Well, we're seeing a lot of delays out there, that's for sure. Southbound on 43, backing up from Bender Road all the way down past Capitol Drive to Burleigh. Northbound is backing up through the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Westbound 94, watch for delays from about 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes out of the Zoo interchange towards the county line. Eastbound, you got your backups out of the Zoo all the way through the stadium to about 35th. And then, of course, we've got our delays. Northbound 4394 coming out of the Mitchell interchange around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The forecast brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. High of 73 degrees today with sunshine moving in. Mostly clear, low down to 48 tonight. For Wednesday, partly cloudy, a sprinkle possible late, high of 65 degrees. Sunshine on Thursday. Thursday's high 60, up to 68 for the high on Friday under mostly sunny skies. And looking ahead to the weekend, partly cloudy Saturday with a slight chance of a shower, high of 74. Each day mentioned 5 to 8 degrees cooler if you are by Lake Michigan. 53 right now in Milwaukee. Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tauscher out today. Jason Wilde, ESPN Wisconsin, on the line with us. Point of order. Do we have a current moratorium on talking about Aaron Rodgers or no?
Well, so the rule was no more talking about number 12 or number 8 until he actually signed with the team.
Wilde, I can't remember if we issued a formal moratorium
I thought we
on the program. Well, it's lifted nonetheless. Did Aaron Rodgers get married or no?
I don't know, and I am keeping it that way for one reason. So yesterday, Tausch obviously is out. He's off helping raise money for the football program at the University of Wisconsin because he's a generous guy that way. By the way, I'm walking the dog, so if at some point I say, all right, let's go potty, please, then you'll know why.
That was not intended for us.
No, it was for you, just so you guys knew. But yeah, I don't want you guys. We'll
wait for the break.
Yeah, we don't need that in the studio. So Homer filled in for him, and we love Homer. He's the GOAT of Wisconsin sports talk radio, legend in the business. But he completely blows up the show by the first question he asks is the same one you just did. And here's the thing: he wanted me to text Rodgers and ask him, and I don't know what my responsibility is in terms of off the record versus on the record. Like if I say, hey, congratulations, I didn't know you were getting married. That's great. I'm so happy for you. And he responds, thanks. And then I say, so big ceremony, small ceremony, we go back and forth. Then do I have a responsibility as a journalist, capital J journalist, to break the confirmation of the news that he was in fact married? So I just decided, you know what? Until everybody else stops asking if he's actually married, I'm going to hold off on congratulating him. So that's my strategy.
But can you make the argument that he knows exactly what he's doing? He goes to the Kentucky Derby like he does every year with his pals, a couple of former Packers there, and if he has a band on his finger, someone's going to know. Pat McAfee even talked about it.
Maybe it's one of those Aura rings that just keep track of all your vital information, and he just put it on the wrong ring finger that morning. He meant to put it on the right hand, and he was just not thinking after.
That's his throwing hand. He didn't want to do that.
Right. Exactly. So
it wouldn't be his throwing.
Yeah, he's something else, isn't he? I mean, he just is. He's something else.
The other question is, do we care?
No,
really.
Apparently,
I guess so.
From what I can gather, apparently.
I say all the time, I don't care where he ends up. I don't care this. I don't care that. And then every time I see a story in the news, I click on it. I don't know. I'm interested. My apologies, I guess.
No, look, he's whether or not it's because you still love him or because you appreciate what he did during his career in Green Bay or because you hate him and you kind of want to, hate watch what transpires with him. He moves the needle. And we get the same thing, like in the YouTube comments for our show, we get a lot of, I'm turning this off. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear about Aaron Rodgers. And then oddly enough, that same person will then comment a few minutes later still because they're still there. So I get it. But again, it's also, May 6th, and there's not a lot of huge news going on in the National Football League that we're missing out on talking about because we're talking about this.
Do have a little bit. Was going to ask you about Christian Watson. Your phone's breaking up a bit, though, so hopefully you're out of that cave you're walking your dog into. But so Christian Watson, obviously a lot of talk about all the receivers, the new one being drafted and all that. Is Watson good to go? Where is he at with his injury?
He's definitely not good to go, Eric. I mean, he's got the ACL. He did take part in a charity walk in De Pere, cancer walk, and he did fine on the track. But there's a big difference between being able to do that and being able to run, your 4.3 40-yard dash down the field on a 60-yard deep ball. So I think the time
Wildy, we're going to let you go. We got a bad connection here, and appreciate your effort this morning. That's too bad because he was just about making a point on that because
sounds like he's got a ways to go.
You need that piece back, and you'd like that wide receiver room to be as strong as possible. Not walking the dog. Hey, you got to walk the dog when the dog wants to be walked, and that's right now. And he was doing us a favor, so much appreciated. 7:56 on Wisconsin's Morning News. What is happening with the boat right now?
So as we speak, crews have lined up their big tow trucks and are pulling cable across the rock, which is what, like 30 feet? I mean, it's a lot of rock to get to the shore.
They're going to get this thing out in an hour.
You think it falls apart? And they are. There's a couple of guys in the water, and they're pulling this tow cable, and it looks like they're looking where you would attach it.
These dudes know what they're doing.
Yeah, because they pull boats out of the water.
That thing's out by 9 o'clock. That's my prediction.
These guys have been launching boats for years. They know how to pull this thing out. But it is quite a cable that they're yanking around, and it looks like they're going to somehow attach that to Deep Thought and begin the process.
All right, we'll get an update live from the Lakefront coming up just after the top of the hour on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A Mediterranean restaurant is coming to the first floor retail space of the Ascent apartment building. The restaurant, named Aya, will feature Middle Eastern cuisine, including charcoal grilled dishes, meats, and more. National Institutes of Health Director Jay Bhattacharya visits the Medical College of Wisconsin. He outlined his plans for the federal agency and advised the audience to avoid political ideology and seeking funding for medical research. A report prepared by Milwaukee's Legislative Reference Bureau advises against approving the 156-room Moxie Hotel. Plans for the hotel are scheduled for discussion at this week's Zoning, Neighborhoods, and Development Committee meeting. I'm Logan Hansen from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Hearing matters. It's not only about hearing better and interacting better, it's about protecting your health. Vita Hearing Care are going to take great care of you. Locally family-owned, 2 locations, Mount Pleasant and Waterford. I've been there. They've helped me. I have new hearing aids, and it's about embracing life's meaningful moments for me, my wife. Life is better. Every conversation, melody, and memory should be effortless. Vita will help get you there. Check out VitaHearingCare.com. That's VITA HearingCare.com.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Ready for more fun, more friendships, and more adventures? Then it's time to become a Girl Scout. With their extended year membership, join for just $98, adults for $42, and enjoy up to 5 extra months of fun starting now. Visit girlscouts.org and join the adventure today.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
American Family Field gets invaded by the Astros.
Henderson kicks, delivers. Swing and a miss! He struck him out! Got him with a changeup.
The Crew take on the Invaders starting tonight at 6:05 on your home for the Milwaukee Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, May 6th, our top story. Big news on Milwaukee's Public Museum.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The process of removing the boat is underway.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We got a crash now, northbound 43 right at Kilbourne. Just at the end of the Highland Avenue on-ramp, to be honest with you. The right shoulder is blocked with this, so heads up. We've also got a crash on 175 northbound right about at State Street. That one has the left lane blocked. This is the northern part of the stadium interchange, so be careful with it. On eastbound 94, we've got the backups coming in from 84th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. We've got more delays westbound from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Also delays on northbound 41 from before Watertown Plank Road all the way up to Hampton. Southbound slowing down from Good Hope Road all the way down to about Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, high 68 at the lake, 73 inland with a lot of sunshine, mostly clear skies, and a low down to 48 tonight. Right now, Milwaukee at 53. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the process of removing Milwaukee's beached boat is underway. We'll go to the lakefront in a moment. First, this WTMJ Wisconsin's Morning News exclusive. The Milwaukee Public Museum is not only getting a new address, it will have a new name and logo when it makes its move to 6th and McKinley downtown. It will be known as the Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin. The logo will feature the likeness of the institution's twin buildings now under construction near Fiserv Forum. Milwaukee officials wanted a name that reflects the statewide attraction that the museum already is, featuring collections of items from all of Wisconsin's 72 counties. President and CEO of the Milwaukee Public Museum joins us on Wisconsin's Morning News coming up at 8:20.
If you'd like to see it, you can text the word museum to the WTMJ Side and Unlimited talk and text line 855-616-1620, museum to 855-616-1620. The other breaking news we're following right now along the lakefront, it's live audio courtesy of our partners at TMJ4 News as crews begin attaching cables to the Milwaukee boat, the abandoned boat which is stranded between McKinley and Bradford beaches. Right now, the crews have their trucks in place and crew members have been in the water attaching with cables the boat as they begin their next process. Lots of people coming out to pay homage to the boat one last time.
It's become a cultural landmark, especially for artists around the area. I've seen a lot of drone guys film it for the past how many months it's been here. Looks pretty good with all the graffiti.
So the boat's removal is underway. A reminder that Lincoln Memorial Drive shut down as they deal with this boat.
A Milwaukee mom got 3 years probation for assaulting a Milwaukee public school teacher last year.
She is 35-year-old Katoya Hearn, convicted of battery for going into Benjamin Franklin Elementary School, sitting down for a planned meeting with her child and a special education teacher. But before the teacher could sit down, Hearn punched her in the face and kicked her in the head. The teacher suffered a concussion. This mom pled guilty last Thursday to battery, and instead of spending 3 years behind bars, she has 3 years of probation. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee could soon have an answer to a controversial development proposal. The Common Council will vote today over zoning to build the Moxie Hotel on the corner of Vel Phillips and State Street. Mayor Cavalier Johnson tells WTMJ the new hotel will continue to grow the Deer District.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a good project. It fits within the general plan development. Was presented to the council some years ago, and I think it's a project that should move forward because it creates jobs for people who live here in Milwaukee. And we often talk about the need for good-paying, family-supporting union jobs in Milwaukee. Well, this is it. That's exactly what this is, and so we should support it.
The Moxie Hotel would open in the spring of 2027.
President Trump meets with Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney at the White House today. Tariffs will be high on the list of topics. Canada fighting back against the tariffs that President Trump has imposed on that nation and their goods last month.
President Trump told reporters that newly elected Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney is coming to the White House because he wants to make a deal on trade.
They all want to make a deal because we have something that they all want.
The U.S. and Canada have been locked in a tense fight over trade since the president imposed tariffs on many Canadian goods. He's also repeatedly said he wants to take over Canada, making it the 51st state. Carney's comeback election win last month was seen as something of a rebuke to Trump and his trade policies and rhetoric. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is ordering a 20% reduction of 4-star general officers.
It used to be a ratio of 1 general to 6,000 troops. Today, it's 1 general to 1,400. More generals and admirals does not equal more success.
Hegseth posting on X that he's making the order. The Trump administration says it is moving forward with the deep cuts that will promote efficiency.
Coming up, replacing Olympics valuables lost in the California wildfires. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:08.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. At BBC, we sell all the top brands of lights and ceiling fans, such as Visual Comfort, Tech, Schoenbeck Crystal, and hundreds more. We get every brand, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. In our award-winning showroom, you'll also find factory closeouts with lights and fans priced well below their original cost. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 4, and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's, near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Burkhart.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:06.
The installation of 2,500 lights on the east side of the Hone Bridge, about a third of the way complete.
Magnets and nodes facing festival patrons at the Summerfest grounds are in place.
Next week, we're actually going to move over to the MMSD side, Jones Island.
A completion date for the project is in view, according to Light the Hone Executive Director Erica Smith.
We're anticipating with testing and stuff by probably May 30th, the install will be done.
An event to mark the unveiling of the new lights is in the process of being planned.
We still don't know when we're turning them on yet. We're working on what that east side lighting will look like.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Gary Hall Jr. has his Olympic medal collection back. Gary Hall, a swimming champ, lost them when his home burned down in the California wildfires. He was able to recover the remains of two of his original gold medals, one from the 1996 Atlanta Games and one from 2004 in Athens, but they were fused together by the fires.
Thank you for the medals. Never before have 10 Olympic medals been replaced, probably because nobody's lost 10 medals before. I'll do a better job of taking care of these.
An emotional Hall there, promising at a ceremony in Switzerland that he'll do a better job taking care of his 5 golds, 3 silvers, and 2 bronze. Of course, he earned those over 3 different Olympic Games.
Coming up, can you be an impartial juror? And also, do you have the next 2.5 months available? That story next.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices, and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. For more than 8 years, QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. You heard that right, non-surgical relief. More than 50,000 patients who had knee pain, back pain, now living pain-free. Those with shoulder and hip pain, it's gone. The regenerative cell therapy restores tissues in your achy joints. Dr. Caravelli's team uses biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed in your joint. And there's no surgery. Remember that. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing the old tissue. Here's what you do. You call today, 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Debbie, what do you see on the roads here at 810?
Well, we got some delays northbound 43, that's for sure. Coming out of the Marquette, pretty much all the way up past Burleigh up to Keefe. We do have a crash right about at the end of the Highland on-ramp off on the right shoulder, so that's something to keep in mind. The southbound side slowing down from just before Silver Spring all the way down past Burleigh as well. Westbound 94 backed up from 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. on northbound 175, right about at State Street. This is north of the stadium interchange. Left lane's blocked with a crash there. Luckily, volume's relatively light through that area in that direction, so I'm not seeing too many delays. Eastbound 94, you got your backups from 84th Street all the way through the stadium. Also in Waukesha County, we've got westbound slowing down from Moreland Road all the way to about Calhoun, or just past Calhoun. And then other than that, we got delays northbound 4394 coming around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. Don't forget, Lincoln Memorial Drive is closed down for the taking out of the water of Deep Thought. It's a roundabout way to say it. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. And tune into tonight's Brewers pregame show for the Big Fish roof update. Few clouds, a lot of sunshine this afternoon. High of 73 degrees, a few degrees cooler near the lake. Mostly clear skies tonight with a low down to 48. Right now at 57 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Got to get right into it. Busy morning here on Wisconsin's Morning News. As we told you at the top of the hour, the Milwaukee Public Museum will not only get a new address, but a full rebrand, new logo, new name. The Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin. Take you inside that decision. President and CEO of the museum, Dr. Ellen Sensky, coming up at 8:20. We also have the boat, E.
Yes.
Where are we?
The boat has not moved yet.
Okay.
The boat right now, crews are busy attaching cables to it as they go through the process. Not sure if they're going to remove any of the sand that's inside the boat first, but they're going through the process right now of attaching cables. There's been no attempt yet to try to move or remove that boat.
Lincoln Memorial Drive shut down right now between Lafayette and Water Tower as they're trying to get that beached boat off the lakefront. We'll take you live there through the morning to update the progress. We are joined live now by ABC News investigative reporter Peter Haralambous, who's covering the second day of jury selection. The trial of Sean Diddy Combs, accused of criminal sex trafficking and racketeering. Peter's in New York this morning. Morning, Peter.
Morning. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
So, Peter, selecting this jury, tough task, not only in trying to find people who say they are ready to judge the case based on the facts presented at trial without previous bias, but also they're looking for people who can dedicate maybe 2 months of their lives to this outcome.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This is basically a full-time job for 2 months, a 6 to 8 week trial here. And it's not like it's going to be a walk in the park for them. We're expecting to see some pretty serious allegations here, vile descriptions of alleged sexual conduct, use of force to threaten individuals. This is a hard case to be given as a juror, especially, for these lawyers who are selecting this jury. They also have to deal with the challenge of finding a group of people who wouldn't have bias against Combs based on his music, his professional life, and, of course, all the allegations against him over the last few years.
Who is that more difficult for, the defense or the prosecutors, to find the jury they want?
I think it's a bit of a wild card for the defense here, right? Because, other than screening for obvious bias, right, asking, do you know the allegations against Combs? Do you know his history? Do you know his music? Are you comfortable with kind of the allegations here? The issue for them is a bit of a wild card, someone who is going to, appear on this jury and basically drive the jury in one direction or the other. A lot of defense attorneys believe that, trials are won and lost at the jury selection stage, and that appears to have led to some stress for Combs himself. Yesterday, he asked for a bathroom break in the middle of the jury selection process. The judge seemed a little bit ticked off by that because, he wanted to go quickly, and Combs responded by apologizing, saying that, quote, "I'm sorry, Judge, I'm a little nervous today." Obviously, he's been waiting a year for this. This is a kind of high-stakes moment. The stakes really couldn't be higher as he faces the potential of life in prison here.
ABC News investigative reporter Peter Haralambous is with us from New York on the Diddy trial. Anything we know about some of the potential jurors at this point, Peter?
So right now we're down to 19 prospective jurors. None of them have been seated on this jury yet, but we're getting some basic information about things like their musical tastes, their employment, their education background. One of these jurors, for example, lives in the Bronx and listens to 90s hip-hop music, so she's very familiar with Sean Combs' work. She's a math teacher, and she says she likes watching Golden Girls. Another juror from Westchester, which is a suburban county upstate in New York, said that he doesn't watch the news and he doesn't know anything about Combs. In fact, he's a big fan of Bruce Springsteen and the Eagles, kind of the polar opposite of that other juror who's probably very familiar with Combs' music. So, basic biographical details here that we know that these attorneys are trying to glean some insights from to figure out who's going to be a good jury for them.
Peter Harlon was live from New York with us this morning. Thanks, Peter. I'm sure we'll be talking again.
Thanks so much for having me.
It'll be a minute before this thing is over. 8:16 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Coming up, Milwaukee Public Museum will no longer be the Milwaukee Public Museum when it gets its new address in 2 years. Reasons behind that change when we talk with MPM President Dr. Ellen Sensky next on Wisconsin's Morning News. But we'll do the traffic first here, Debbie.
Southbound 41, a heavy ride from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive to Burleigh. Northbound's backed up from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past Capitol as well. Southbound 43 backing up from Silver Spring down past Burleigh. Northbound is also backed up from the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Now, within those backups, we do have a crash at the end of the Highland Avenue on-ramp to northbound. So just watch out for that if you're going to be heading through that neck of the woods. Westbound 94 slowing down from 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. More delays from the zoo and in pockets all the way in through the Waukesha County area to about Brookfield Road. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
We didn't write the headline, the Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Economic uncertainty and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. Standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil. But retirement planning isn't a set it and forget it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized plans that adapt as needed. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. You know what I got? I got peace of mind. So whenever it rains or pours or downpours, I'm not biting my nails or wondering what's going to happen with my roof because I've had the worry-free roof tune-up from Tri-County Contracting. They replaced the shingles that were damaged, which, by the way, I had some, believe it or not. I also had some gasket issues that they took care of that, and they recaulked everything, and they extended the life of my roof. Now, when it pours, no worries from Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
I know that 1 in 10 veterans struggle daily with mental health issues. Suicide is a real risk. If you or someone you love is struggling today, you are not alone. Support is at reachoutwis.org to find local resources available for you and your loved ones. Reach out today.
Paid for by Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin Endowment with support by the Medical College of Wisconsin, the War Memorial Center, and reachoutwis.org.
When you're due for tire service, visit richlands.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you a free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands.
Are you tired of being tired? Go to adventknows.com.
8:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News. The Milwaukee Public Museum will have a new name and new logo when it opens its doors in a new location, 6th and McKinley downtown in the spring of 2027. The museum will be called the Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin. The logo will feature a likeness of the twin buildings that will be the the physical structure of the institution, now nearly a century and a half old. If you'd like to see that new logo and some of the other video that is already out there from Milwaukee Public Museum, text MUSEUM, MUSEUM, to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, which is 855-616-1620. You can do that while you listen, because we are joined now by Dr. Ellen Sensky, President and CEO of the museum, and the VP of Marketing and Communications and Visitor Experience, Rebecca Ehlers.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Okay, so easiest question to start out. Why can't the Milwaukee Public Museum simply stay the Milwaukee Public Museum with a change of address?
Well, there are a number of reasons, but with this move to our new home, we have the opportunity to elevate the aspects of the museum. With the name, we saw an opportunity to better define who we are and who we serve. So nature and culture really tells people what our collections are and what the stories that we tell will be in this new museum. And then, we are the most visited museum in the state. So putting Wisconsin in that lets people know that we really are this welcoming. We sit in Milwaukee and we're thrilled to sit in Milwaukee. But we do serve the entire state of Wisconsin. In fact, 50% of our visitors come from outside of Milwaukee County. So we really wanted to embrace who we are in this new museum.
It makes you more statewide. You're a facility for the people of the state versus just Milwaukee.
Correct. We have, in addition, not just that we serve the people of the state, but those collections come from every single county in this state. So we feel we are the state's museum. And how exciting is it for the most visited museum in the state that serves the entire state to sit here in Milwaukee?
President and CEO of the museum, Dr. Ellen Sensky, is with us, VP of Marketing, Communications, and Visitor Experience, Rebecca Ehlers, as well. Rebecca, let me steer this toward you. A new logo unveiled as well just minutes ago this morning. Take us inside the process, and I am fascinated to know and very proud that we did this all in-house. This is our design. You didn't go hire some out-of-state firm to tell us how our museum logo should look.
That's right. We have a very talented team of marketers here at the museum. And, it's really been almost a 2-year process. And so you can imagine how excited we are to share with all of you today. But, we started off actually with, about 10 different logo concepts, and they were all very different. And we whittled that down to about 6. And then we started socializing those concepts with board members, donors, friends of the museum, and even other marketing professionals. So wanted to make sure that we weren't so close to this, we weren't seeing things that were important not to miss. And we got a lot of feedback from those sessions. And there was one logo in particular that sort of rose to the top, and people loved it because it had a great story behind it. And so this logo is really a stylized version of the iconic building architecture that you'll see in our new museum over at 6th and McKinley. And what's kind of fun too is we looked back at museum history, and we've been around since 1882, and there are several examples of the museum throughout history using its building as part of its visual identity. So this is sort of borrowing from our own history for that, and we're just excited that you have this iconic shaped building represented in the logo in a sort of a stylized way. The colors for our brand are inspired by the hues of nature in Wisconsin, as well as, our collections items. So everything has meaning and purpose behind it. We wanted a logo that was striking and memorable and meaningful. And I think it's all of those things.
But it's not just like a stamp of what the buildings would look like. There is like a style to it, right? It's got a little bit of art and swagger to it.
It does, actually. And there's some striations in that shape, and that mimics the grooves of the building, which are inspired by the geological formations at Mill Bluff State Park in central Wisconsin. And then also, you'd have to look hard to notice it, but in our museum name, the ends of the M and the top of the U have that same sort of stripy shape that you see in the building. So there's lots of little subtle things in this design that if you spend time with it, you'll start to notice them. But so inspired by nature and inspired by our building, it's got a great story behind it.
New logo and new name for the future museum. It will be the Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin, unveiled earlier this morning. Dr. Sensky, let me ask you this, because the total price tag is in the neighborhood of $250 million with the fundraising and things that you've had to do to create this new facility. Had you considered, or are you still considering, some sort of naming rights option that would help cut into that cost or fund future endeavors?
We certainly are. If there's somebody out there who wants to put their name on this building, we will certainly be open to that discussion. So yes, that also weighs into that, in that it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If you think about it, think about the Field Museum. The Field Museum was named for Marshall Fields, and that no longer exists, yet the name carries forward. There are many museums around the country that are named by donors, and we are certainly open to that.
How do you go about a process like that? Say Pepsi calls and says, we want to make it the Pepsi-Cola Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin. Do you have to figure out a finesse on how to utilize naming rights appropriately?
Yeah, we actually are not looking for a company, but more so a family, a long-established family.
Gotcha.
And that's generally what happens. You look at things like Fiserv or the Baird Center, and they're more contracts that last for a certain number of years, and then they may change. Even AmFam, that's a contract for a certain number of years. For a museum, we can't be changing our name. You can change it probably once in your entire lifetime if you exist longer than 100 years. I was at the Sam Noble, Oklahoma Museum of Natural History. That had a name. It's over 100 years old. It had a different name before, but you change once, because all of our collections and all of our research gets tied to that name. And so you cannot be changing it often. So the deep history gets tied to that name. So you really don't want something that would change numerous times.
Dr. Ellen Sensky is the president and CEO of the Milwaukee Public Museum. Shifting back to Rebecca Ehlers, who's vice president of marketing, communications, and visitor experience. Rebecca, I saw a picture that made me think of you. Over the weekend, somebody posted a Facebook photo. I think it was a family saying, visiting the streets of old Milwaukee here. One of the last times we may do this. You are still in charge of visitor experience right now at the museum we already have. And for folks who want to get back out there, now is a wonderful time to come see.
There is so much going on at the museum. And let me just be clear, we are going to be open through most of 2026. So there's still plenty of time to not visit just once, but many times before we close the doors to this building. But check our website, because we have lots of fun events coming up. We'll be having Dino Days this summer, and everyone loves dinosaurs. So while the streets are popular, there's many other things to see at the museum. And you just, again, check back on our website, because there's always something new going on, from family mystery nights and trivia to daytime events and education programming. There's really something for everybody.
Dr. Sensky, I make sure to ask you every time, in terms of schedule, you still on time, and do you need what sort of help, how much additional help do you need to reach your fundraising goals?
So we are still on schedule, and we need still about 20% to get there. So but again, remember, this campaign has been planned to go throughout the entire building of the museum. So we still have another 2 years to get there. But we certainly, if anybody out there is interested in donating to this exciting new project, we just check our website or give us a call. We are always open to talking to everybody about this. It's an exciting thing to be part of.
And we appreciate you being open to talking with us here on Wisconsin's Morning News. Ladies, thank you so much and appreciate the work.
Thank you.
Dr. Ellen Sensky, the president and CEO of the museum, vice president of marketing and communications and visitor experience. Rebecca Ehlers with us on Wisconsin's Morning News. The Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin, spring of 2027. Again, text museum to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line, museum to 855-616-1620 to see the redesign and learn more. 8:29 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Thinking about curb appeal. A few changes can make a huge difference in your yard. I got the difference maker for you. Landworks Wisconsin. They specialize in bringing your landscaping dreams to life. They did that in our yard. From refreshing your existing gardens to creating entirely new outdoor environments, they did both those things for us. Think gorgeous new plantings, inviting pathways, expertly designed spaces to relax and entertain. Don't wait. Call Landworks or visit landworkswisconsin.com. Let's make your yard the envy of the neighborhood.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol, Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Bratfest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at travelwisconsin.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
Your showrooms are employee-free.
Give the mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy.
Why?
To save you money.
How much money?
Our 42 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393.
That's pretty good.
And through Monday, purchase a select Beauty Rest or Silly Posh Orthopedic mattress in any size and receive a free adjustable base. Plus, free next-day delivery and free financing's available too.
I like the way you do business.
Find the self-service employee-free showroom near you at hasselus.com.
Ready to grow, explore, and shine? Join Girl Scouts with the extended year membership by June 30th and get up to 18 months of fun. Plus, girls starting kindergarten or first grade get 3 awesome activity books and a special gift free. Visit girlscouts.org and join the adventure today.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
At 8:32, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, May 6th, our top story, working to remove Milwaukee's abandoned boat.
I'm Erik Bilstad, a new name for the museum.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, northbound 43, right at the end of the Highland Avenue on-ramp. We've got a crash. It is off on the right shoulder, so watch out for that. Tow truck's on the scene for that one. Well, you got delays basically coming out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Southbound slowing down from Silver Spring down past Burleigh. Westbound 94 has eased up nicely. We are still seeing delays from west of Highway 100 into Waukesha County to about Calhoun. On the eastbound side, we got some delays from 76th Street through to 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, a few clouds early, lots of sunshine on the way with a high of 68 at the lake, 73 inland, mostly clear skies and a low down to 48 tonight. Right now at 53 in Milwaukee, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the process is underway to remove that abandoned boat on Lake Michigan. I'm looking at crews who are seeming to attach some large cables to the rear end of the vessel, which is still beached on our lakefront. WTMJ's Adam Roberts is there. We will check in live with him in just a few minutes. Reminder, Lincoln Memorial Drive is closed down near Bradford Beach for this removal process.
A WTMJ Wisconsin Morning News exclusive, new name for the Milwaukee Public Museum. It's going to have a new name, new address, of course, and a new logo when it makes the move to 6th and McKinley downtown. It'll be known as the Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin, and the logo will feature the likeness of the institution's twin buildings now under construction near Fiserv Forum. Museum President Ellen Sensky joined us just moments ago on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We do serve the entire state of Wisconsin. In fact, 50% of our visitors come from outside of Milwaukee County. So we really wanted to embrace who we are in this new museum.
Yeah, Sensky says they wanted a name that reflects the statewide attraction that the museum already is. If you'd like to see the logo and learn more, just text the word museum to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and text line 855-616-1620.
Mice and rats caused health officials to temporarily shut down a Sendik's grocery store on Downer Avenue.
Inspections from the Milwaukee Health Department reveal an escalating rodent problem. MHD first discovered mouse and rat droppings in basement storage away from food on April 15th. A reinspection 2 weeks later found droppings in the dry food storage area. Another follow-up inspection on Monday found droppings in the kitchen and retail space. MHD issued an immediate closure order for the store to clean and sanitize and work with a pest control provider. Jessica Gatzo, WTMJ News.
Cleared of any wrongdoing during a police shooting during the RNC, officers from Columbus, Ohio, you may recall, shot and killed Samuel Sharp on July 16th. They were in town helping with the convention that was taking place in Milwaukee. Sharp was seen on body cam footage lunging at another person while holding knives.
Drop your knife! Drop the knife!
The investigation found the officers reasonably feared for the civilian safety when they fired.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. 5 minutes off the opening bell. Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 258 points to 40,961. The S&P 500 is dropping. That's down 42 to 5609. And the NASDAQ at 17,665. That is down nearly 180 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:36. Coming up, we head live to the Lakefront.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-375-8936. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-375-8936, 800-375-8936, 800-375-8936.
Hey, Mother's Day is almost here. Just think about how much your lovely mother means to you. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a great idea. Take your mom to the brunch buffet at the historic Fox & Hounds restaurant. Mother's Day is one of the most special holidays of the year at the Fox & Hounds. The brunch buffet is everything Mom loves for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, including prime rib and an entire room of delicious desserts. And it's all you care to eat. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free. How fun is that? Choose from over 100 wines and delicious cocktails to accent your Mother's Day brunch. The Fox & Hounds sits in the heart of the Kettle Moraine Forest. The setting is stunning. Reservations are required. Tables fill quickly for Mother's Day, so reserve today at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. The Fox & Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill. The Spring Drive is just beautiful. Happy Mother's Day. Serving from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. Reserve today. It's the famous and delicious Fox & Hounds.
I'd like to revise and extend my remarks. I thought they'd have the boat out by 9 a.m. The way things were clicking early this morning. And now not so much. Although they haven't started tugging on it yet.
Happening, maybe.
No, I'm still on. I think it's happening today. But we've said that before.
So crews are busy trying to remove the boat. Let's go there live. WTMJ's Adam Roberts is at the Lakefront. Adam, what are they working on right now?
Well, Eric, the work right now is actually, ironically, not on Deep Thought itself. That is the boat in question, but on the secondary boat. You may recall Jerry Geyer of Jerry's Silo Marina had made previous efforts on the lakefront to get this thing out, and those efforts ultimately failed. Well, All City Towing is the new kid in town as far as removal goes, and the first piece of boat to be removed from the lakefront is actually the remnants of Jerry's pontoon barge that itself became beached and lodged in the sand. I had talked to him yesterday. He told me he was hoping to get out here this morning. No sign of Jerry, though. So All City doing the work to get that part of this mess out.
Adam, we're watching a live stream of what's happening on the lakefront as well. Man, it has to be a half a dozen trucks or more, and some of these big tows that you see in freeway operations and that. So what are they going to do? Just cable onto the boat that is full of water and full of sand and just try to power it back onto shore?
So what I've gleaned from Jeff Piller, he's the owner of the operation, is right now they've got what's called, if you're seeing it on the stream, they've got what they're calling the zip line. And all the zip line is right now is just getting the equipment down from these big cranes, although they're not really cranes, they're more, I guess, lifts. And they're getting the materials that they'll need to get some of this water and sand out down this zip line, because very rocky, very easy to fall, lots of holes, you don't want to be tripping in there. And then once they've gotten to a point where they think, all right, we can lift this thing up, Jeff says they'll get the cranes onto it, they'll latch it, and then tip it. Because they don't want to take this thing horizontal, because God forbid something goes wrong and that thing comes down, you got a flat smash right onto these rocks. So they're going to tip it, reel it over. They'll roll out a trailer, a flatbed trailer, kind of along the rocks where we're all set up here, just outside what he's called, Jeff has, the danger zone. And then they'll load it onto that trailer and then ride down the pallets they've set to get back on Lincoln Memorial Drive, which is all closed off.
All right.
Hopefully that explained it thoroughly.
No, you did. That's so it makes it so silly, and hopefully it all works out. My goodness.
Well, now maybe it could be 9 o'clock. Look, if they're hooking it up, like they just got to start pulling then.
So, all right,
it's just a matter of when they start pulling.
I'm gonna try to kill those dreams, Vince. Jeff, in no uncertain terms, said this could be a day operation.
Right.
No
They've got
kidding.
the roads closed until at least 4. And judging at the pace, which admittedly, you got to do this right, you got to do it safely, but judging by that pace, it's probably going to be after this show wraps at 10 o'clock.
Not easy to get down those rocks either. We're watching some of the workers navigate from, like the grassy area down to a little bit of sand there. And you got all those rocks in between. Anybody who's climbed on the rocks at Summerfest
they know.
or
Yep.
watching the fireworks or what have you, it's a ways down there.
Right, and yeah, we've got a handful of observers still. It's grown in number on both sides of the, quote, danger zone since I got out here just before 6 o'clock this morning. And there are a few park rangers also out from county parks, making sure there's no funny business. We, of course, had people getting their one last look with the boat earlier this morning. But once All City arrived, it was, all right, guys, clear out. And you heard me live, had to get out of the way myself.
WTMJ's Adam Roberts.
Stay on it, Adam.
Live on the lakefront. Next scheduled check-in, Adam, is just after the 9 o'clock news, so you can update us then, unless there's some breaking news from the scene. So we rely on you for that.
All right, sounds good, guys.
Here at Sheldon Wasserman told Wisconsin's Afternoon News on Friday about all of this if it falls through.
We are counting on it because we do not want to go to Plan C.
What is Plan C?
I'm telling you, that's dynamite. At 8:43, Brewers 360 with the Brewers manager, Pat Murphy, up next. First look at the roads here, Debbie.
All right. Well, we've got delays northbound 43 still sticking around from Kilbourne all the way up past Burleigh. Got that accident at the end of the Highland on-ramp, so heads up with that. Southbound is backing up from just before Hampton down past Burleigh. Northbound 41 slowing down just as you're making your way towards Mayfair Road all the way up to about Hampton. Southbound is slowing down just south of Good Hope Road down past Capitol Drive. We've got some delays eastbound on 94 from about 76th Street all the way to about 35th. Westbound is just got a couple of little tiny pockets left over right just west of Moreland. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 10 weeks now, currently in the maintenance phase. Hit my goal, 35 pounds. reach my weight loss goal easy, fast, safely, and I'm going to continue working with a wonderful team at Milwaukee Weight Loss.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Vince Vitrano here for Lifetime Door Company, and the last thing I want to do is mess up my beautiful new garage door from Lifetime. So I got some do's and don'ts from my man Rick Burr over there, and Rick says, if you're cleaning the door, tempted as you may be to blast it with the old pressure washer, Rick says that is not good. Says it can damage the finish and the paint on your garage door. Just good old-fashioned soap and water. That should do the trick. Also, do-it-yourself project for the spring. Replace that worn weather stripping and bottom bumpers to make sure you're getting a tight seal that keeps your door and garage cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. If you'd rather, Lifetime Door Company can do any of that work for you. You call for service anytime or get started picking out a new door that you'll want to take care of. At Lifetime Door Company, 5% off any product or service when you tell them Vinny sent you. LifetimeDoor.net.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Manager of our Milwaukee Brewers, Pat Murphy.
Who wins in a fight between 100 men and a gorilla? I'll never think about this again. When I hear the guys talking about it, look, read a book, do something else.
This is Brewers 360.
Brewers 360 sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting. We've got the manager, Pat Murphy, on the line with us this morning. Hey, Murph.
How are you?
Awesome. Couldn't wait to ask you this right out of the gate. I mean, what a bounce back for your starter last night, Tobias Myers. Last time you pulled him after two, said you wanted him to be more deliberate, to have a better plan
with
when
intent.
He took the hill. Yeah, with intent. That was the language you used, and he certainly responded very well.
He's a great kid, no question about it. And he went out with intent. You could see it. And from pitch one, and he got us into the sixth and gave us a chance to win the game. So that's what, that's like Peralta the day before. He set the tone. The Cubs are the hottest team in baseball, and they've done a lot to shore up their team and make it one of the greats right now and spend a lot of money. And guess what? Freddie stood up and said, wait a minute, enough is enough. And that's what a leader does. And those two starts for us, make a difference.
Murphy, as a manager, you're not only a manager of the game situations of the X's and O's of baseball, but you're also a manager of people. And you had to know that your guy, Tobias Myers, would respond in the way that he did and not shrink into a shell and start feeling sorry for himself.
Because some people would, right?
Different guys need different types of coaching.
Well, you don't know for sure when you do it. You hope for that, but you don't know for sure. And but if I was a betting man, I'd say I knew Tobias would respond. And if he didn't, then he's got work to do. And that's okay too. And I don't like that, but again, no one does. But then okay, I gotta make some adjustments, and I gotta go back to the drawing board, and I might need to go to AAA for a while and figure it out.
Christian Yelich goes yard in his 1500th game. Can you put that in the perspective for the lay person? Playing 1,500 baseball games in the major leagues, what that is, how difficult that is to do?
Right, that's unusual, very unusual. It takes a special human. Yelly said yesterday, sitting in my office, he said, it seems like so long ago, like another lifetime. It was so long for him, but he just put in the work every single day. You show up. He's a great person. You show up every day. You get your stuff done, and he kept adjusting to the game, and here he is today with a lot more left.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy with us this morning. We talked to Matt Arnold late last week, Murph, and he said he actually got to go up to Appleton to see the start from Brandon Woodruff at High A and liked what he saw. How soon do we see Woody back on the hill for us?
Yeah, I think we'll see him back fairly soon. I do. Within a couple weeks, I think, and maybe 2, maybe 3. But the thing is, I just warned the fans, like, he's coming off a major surgery, so he's going to need the support. He is who he is. He's the man. I mean, he's a great competitor. He's done so much for this organization and other people in the organization. He's one of a kind. And to fight through this injury that a lot of pitchers never make it back from, we're just all pulling for him really, really hard. That'll be a great moment.
So Daz Cameron, obviously, Mike Cameron, his father, who was in the stands on Sunday. That was pretty cool to see Daz score RBI and have a hit there for the Crew with his dad in the stands. Is that becoming a normal thing now for you, where you're seeing guys that you knew back in the day have children who are now in the league?
Yeah, grandchildren.
Yeah.
But what's incredible is just the feeling that I'm sure they have as a family, and what Mike would have as a dad, to be part of that, even to witness that. Every day I get something like that, and it's really a privilege. That's why this is such an incredible journey. To witness things like this, they're more special than you know.
How's Counts doing? You get things a little bit settled down since Craig moved to Chicago and leading that team. You guys get any more time to chat now that things have settled?
I mean, we don't talk that often, but we do talk. We usually don't talk about our teams that much. We just talk about the families and things like that. We'll always be close. There's no question about it. He knows what he's got. He's driving a really fancy car right now, and that club is really, really good, and he knows what he has. So he knows the little Chihuahua is going to be biting at his tail the whole year. So we're gonna try to keep doing that.
Worth mentioning too. I mean, and you mentioned a couple of times over the outing. I mean, the best offensive team in baseball right now are the Cubs, but things ebb and flow. Like, can you tell our guy to cool off just a little bit here?
Yeah, it doesn't look like they are,
right,
but
no.
They will. I mean, good pitching always prevails, but they have the type of veterans that's just at the right level of their life. Like you're talking about Happ, Suzuki, Swanson, Horner, those guys, and then the young guys like Bush is an unheralded guy, first baseman, really good player, really good defender. The kid in center field with the blue hair, he's incredible. I mean, the kid's an incredible talent, just coming into his own. He's kind of in the Bryce Terang timeline of his career. He touched it a little bit, then touched it a little bit more as a kind of a part-time, full-time guy last year, and now he's come into his own. Incredible talent. And then the kid they picked up from Houston is just, that's Tucker's one of the best hitters in the game. So they have a great ball club right now. Now they've got some injuries, not to the extent we do, but they have some injuries, and they'll have adversity like every other club in MLB, and it's baseball. I mean, you can hit a line drive and get it caught, and the blooper falls in, and that might be the difference in the game. So that's why you play 162, and they got to do it.
Hey Murph, have you at all been paying attention to this boat removal on the lakefront? This 33-foot boat that's been beached since October on Milwaukee's lakefront.
Is there a gorilla involved, or
no? Although maybe gorillas would help move it, they can't get it out. They have been trying to figure out how to remove it, and it's so waterlogged, and it's got 3 feet of sand in it that today they shut down Lincoln Memorial Drive right now as we speak, and there are multiple tow trucks that usually flip up semis that are trying to drag this thing out of the water.
You're kidding me. I did not hear about it. But please fill me in next time we talk.
Absolutely.
Happy to.
Did anything happen with the 100 gorillas, or was it the 100 men and a gorilla? Is Is that out on the boat, or is that?
Very entirely.
Although I'm sure there'll be some game show made with the gorilla at some point on some channel.
Hey, great talking to you guys.
Thanks, Murph.
Pat.
Brewers and Astros again tonight. 6:40 first pitch at American Family Field.
Team sitting in the stands.
What do your favorite vacation, investment portfolio, and backyard all have in common? The perfect theme for your next call to Outdoor Living Unlimited for a new dream backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited can bring your best vacation to your backyard and show you what a worthwhile investment back into your own property can look like. New deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and a must-see automated pergola? Let Outdoor Living Unlimited design your new space, build your new space, and you can relax in style at home. Find us at OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit BigFishContracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. For more than 8 years, QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. You heard that right. Non-surgical relief. More than 50,000 patients who had knee pain, back pain, now living pain-free. Those with shoulder and hip pain, it's gone. The regenerative cell therapy restores tissues in your achy joints. Dr. Caravelli's team uses biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed in your joint. And there's no surgery. Remember that. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing the old tissue. Here's what you do. You call today, 414-285-3474, 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Debbie, let's hit the traffic one more time here before 9.
Okay, northbound on 43 still has that accident at the end of the Highland on-ramp, so watch out for that on northbound 43. Delays continue all the way up past Keefe. On the southbound side, delays right past Capitol Drive to Burleigh. Southbound 41 slowing from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound is slowing down just a little bit before Mayfair Road up past North Avenue, and then you are good to go. Eastbound 94, just a few leftover delays from 70th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, and then again right through the Stadium interchange to 35th. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
At 8:57, really nice stretch of weather ahead. We talked earlier with Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky, and Niz likes us getting back to, our high temperatures have been below normal for quite some time. I don't know where this is on the scale, but it's certainly much improved. High of 73 degrees today. Cooler lakeside. Clear skies tonight, low down to 48. So let me get you up to Saturday. Partly cloudy, breezy with a sprinkle late on Wednesday. Wednesday's high 65. Thursday's sunshine and a high of 60. Friday, mostly sunny, high 68. Saturday's high 74 degrees under partly cloudy skies. And each of those days, the lakeside high is anywhere from 5 to 8 degrees cooler. So we're definitely in that cooler near the lake season. But either way, some of those start to feel a little bit more like May weather. It is 8:58. Tons to get to on the other side. Top of the hour news is next.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A Mediterranean restaurant is coming to the first floor retail space of the Ascent apartment building. The restaurant, named Aya, will feature Middle Eastern cuisine, including charcoal grilled dishes, meats, and more. National Institutes of Health Director Jay Bhattacharya visits the Medical College of Wisconsin. He outlined his plans for the federal agency and advised the audience to avoid political ideology in seeking funding for medical research. A report prepared by Milwaukee's Legislative Reference Bureau advises against approving the 156-room Moxie Hotel. Plans for the hotel are scheduled for discussion at this week's Zoning, Neighborhoods, and Development Committee meeting. I'm Logan Hansen from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
UW-Madison is one of the country's leading hubs for supporting life-changing research and building a skilled workforce. An investment in UW-Madison helps make a healthier Wisconsin, build strong businesses, and win the war for workforce talent, not just at Madison, but across our entire state. Visit uwalumni.com/UW5 to tell your legislators to support UW-Madison in the Wisconsin state budget. That's uwalumni.com/UW5. Paid for by the Wisconsin Alumni Association.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's technology that's been around for a long time, but it's the best in the business, and Guthrie and Fry will get it to you. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice, and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
A Brewers group outing is the best way to celebrate any special occasion. Whether it's a birthday party, anniversary, or bachelor party, baseball is better with a group. Grab your crew of just 15 or more for an event you won't forget. Brewers account reps make your day at the ballpark a breeze. Plus, get set up with customizable tailgate spaces, seating blocks in your favorite location at American Family Field, and much more. Start planning your group outing now at brewers.com/groups.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 9 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, May 6th, our top story, boat removal continues on Lake Michigan.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The Milwaukee Public Museum announces a change.
Storm team forecast for today. A lot of sunshine on the way. A nice lake breeze as well. Temperatures up to 73 degrees away from Lake Michigan, 68 lakeside. It mostly clear tonight, low down to 48. Right now, Milwaukee already at 61. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, they are making progress, although the boat has yet to move. This is the abandoned boat on Lake Michigan, there for half a year now.
Multiple tow trucks with heavy-duty winches hard at work Tuesday, dead set on removing Deep Thought, the 33-foot boat stuck on Milwaukee's lakefront for the past 7 months. Jeff Piller owns All City Towing, the outfit running the operation.
We'll be pulling the boat over the rocks, and then once it's up on top of the rocks, we're going to lift it up. We'll float it in the sky instead of the water, and we'll set it down on our trailer, and we'll wrap it up for the day.
On the Milwaukee lakefront, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Pieces of something coming out of there right now. That might have been a piece of the pontoon that was part of this selfish operation.
Just starting here.
Lincoln Memorial Drive is closed. They're saying at least 4 o'clock for that closure.
A WTMJ Wisconsin's Morning News exclusive. The Milwaukee Public Museum is not only getting a new address, it's also going to get a new name and logo. When it moves to 6 and McKinley downtown, it'll be known as the Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin. And the logo will feature the likeness of the institution's new twin buildings that are now under construction near Fiserv Forum. The museum officials, including CEO Ellen Sensky, tells Wisconsin's Morning News they wanted the name that reflects a statewide attraction.
We do serve the entire state of Wisconsin. In fact, 50% of our visitors come from outside of Milwaukee County. So we really wanted to embrace who we are in this new museum.
If you'd like to see the logo and learn more about all of the new names and what that decision went through, you can text the word museum to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620.
Milwaukee mom got 3 years probation for assaulting a Milwaukee public school teacher last year.
She is 35-year-old Katoya Hearn, convicted of battery for going into Benjamin Franklin Elementary School, sitting down for a planned meeting with her child and a special education teacher. But before the teacher could sit down, Hearn punched her in the face and kicked her in the head. The teacher suffered a concussion. This mom pled guilty last Thursday to battery, and instead of spending 3 years behind bars, she has 3 years of probation. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Big meeting today in Washington at the White House. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney's in the nation's capital for a high-stakes talk with President Trump. The newly elected Canadian leader hopes to ease tensions in the trade war, which has created economic uncertainty on both sides of the border.
Cleanup efforts in the Pacific Palisades continue now 5 months after those wildfires ravaged portions of Los Angeles County.
Phase 1 of the cleanup efforts included removing hazardous materials.
We have a house that is 3 stories, and they found measurable amounts of lead on all floors of our house.
Burlington native and Pacific Palisades resident Caitlin Morale has been out of her home since January.
A lot of people aren't seeing payouts from insurance yet, and they're having to start replacing things, remediating things.
Phase 2 of the plan includes removing debris with the goal of facilitating rebuilding. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the red in the early morning hours of trading. The Dow is down 329, the NASDAQ down 208, and the S&P is down 50.
Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 9:06.
Ready to join the fun? With Girl Scouts Extended Year Membership from Girl Scouts,
you can sign up by June 30th and get up to 18 months of adventure through September 30th, 2026.
Girls starting kindergarten or first grade in 2025 will also receive 3 Get Ready with Girl Scouts activity books,
featuring games, crafts, and stories the whole family will love, for free. Plus, you'll even get a special gift from the Girl Scouts. Join today and get ready to grow, explore, and shine with Girl Scouts.
Deals are popping up all over the place this week at Fleet Farm. Like Farm Fresh Selects veggie and herb plants, 3 for $9.99. 1 cubic foot bags of Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix are just $9.99. And ladies' Carhartt Tencel t-shirts are 25% off. From garden staples to workwear essentials, Fleet Farm has everything you need this season. Always at the best prices, guaranteed.
Since 1955, the cars are fast at Road America, but 2 wheels can be just as much fun as 4. Get on your bike and ride to Road America for the fastest event on 2 wheels. The Moto America Superbike Weekend and Vintage Moto Fest, May 30th to June 1st. Superbikes on Track and Wisconsin's premier ride-in vintage cycle show on Saturday. It's everyone's favorite weekend full of 2-wheel excitement, May 30th to June 1st. Celebrating 70 years as America's National Park of Speed. Details and tickets at roadamerica.com.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Give your liver the support it needs with Active Liver. Go to newnordicusa.com, Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. New you, new Nordic.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update for the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Brewers and Astros once again tonight. Crew beat Houston 5-1 at American Family Field. 2 in a row. We'll go for 3 tonight. Our coverage of Game 2 in this 3-game series against the Astros starts at 6 p.m. right here on WTMJ.
WTMJ time saver traffic. Typical delays, 4145 northbound and southbound north of the zoo because of the construction there. You'll get through it, but again, like normal. And same with 43 northbound. Same thing north of the Marquette. 94 eastbound looking good. Highway 16 all the way into downtown is smooth sailing.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Few clouds today, but mostly sunshine and a little bit of a lake breeze. Won't cool things down too much. High 73 inland, 68 at the lake. Mostly clear tonight with a low at 48. Partly cloudy on Wednesday. Breezy, maybe a chance of a sprinkle late. High 57 lakeside, 65 inland. Thursday's high under sunny skies, 60 degrees. A little bit cooler near Lake Michigan. Mostly sunny Friday. high of 68. Cooler by the lake. And Saturday, cooler by the lake once again with a high of 67 degrees, 74 inland under partly cloudy skies and a slight chance of a shower. 61 right now in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
This is quite the saga. If the boat in and of itself was an attraction, now the attraction is, all right, maybe you cared about it, maybe you didn't, but you got to see if these guys get it out.
Right, will it happen?
Happening today.
It appears to be happening today.
Yeah, you're confident? Well, should we couch it?
Happening maybe.
Okay, fine.
There are a lot of people involved in this operation. There are a lot of trucks staging there on the lakefront, and activity is continuing as we speak. Quickly backing up, this is the boat that's been beached for more than 6 months, abandoned by its owners. There have been attempts to remove it both in the fall and now once again in the spring, and today's the day that seems like we're going to get this thing off the lakefront. WTMJ's Adam Roberts has been there since daybreak and is live with us once again. Hi, Adam.
Good morning, Vince. Yeah, we're continuing right now. All City Towing, they about 20 minutes ago got more or less the remnants of Jerry Geyer's pontoon barge that previously was used to try to get this thing out. Obviously, that didn't pan out, but they've got that out there. And now we're working on sump pumping the water and sand out of the boat to try and make it a little more buoyant. I'm here with Alex. And Alex, you were telling me that you've been around and near this boat basically since mid-October when it first beached.
Yeah, it's been quite the sight to see. It's really cool to see the energy around it. People come to take pictures, and recently there's been a boat vigil, a boat funeral, both of which I attended. And yeah, I've been having some early morning lake dips by the boat and just soaking it all in while it's still in the lake.
Yeah, including this morning. You were out here when I came here about 5:45. You and your friend were out here taking a dip around too. It's pretty cold, I would assume.
Oh yeah, it's brisk out there, but you get used to it, and it's quite fun.
So yeah, Eric, Vince, a lot of people here taking it in, more so definitely than earlier this morning. And I would imagine, as this is expected to be a day event for All City Towing, that there'll be a little ebb and flow of people checking the thing out throughout the day.
I'm going to need a follow-up on that, Adam. Was there a boat funeral that was mentioned?
Yes, Alex, tell us more about the boat funeral.
Oh yeah, I hosted a little going away party for the boat. Was it a weekend ago? They thought the boat was going to leave, but that didn't work out. So it's just the gift that keeps giving. And me and my boys and some strangers, we were just enjoying some brewskis and having some fun near the boat.
Can't put it any better than can't put it any better than that.
And we still haven't really figured out where they're taking it, have we?
Right. So that was kind of, as the enterprise journalist I am, my next assignment after this is got to follow where All City Towing ultimately tows this thing away to. We, of course, had the rumors that we then refuted about the art museum, although I wouldn't be surprised. There's so much art and graffiti over the course of the last nearly 7 months. If they do dice this thing up, I have to imagine pieces will end up somewhere. Of course, Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum already said they're putting something together with the boat. So you will see this long after it ultimately is removed in some way.
And would you share again, Adam, what you saw when you first went out there? And Adam's posted pictures to his social media. I reposted and posted some of them as well.
One of them is an amazing photo.
So early this morning before 6 o'clock when I arrived, a photographer and a ballerina were doing a photo shoot on the boat itself, holding poses. And I talked with them afterwards, and they said that it was the perfect medium to do this on this day in particular. It was their deep thought.
Oh, wow.
It was
very good.
I got coffee in my nose now.
Adam, I don't know. The photo you have, which Greg is throwing up on our YouTube page, you can see it now as we're talking, but the photo you took of the ballerina, I would argue, is likely better than any photo that photographer is going to take, because yours is just showing the beauty and grace as it stands upon that mess of a boat.
I do appreciate the compliment, but you sounded like you were struggling to get that sentence out at the end.
Well, it's just the absurdity of it. So I don't know how long you're on the clock today, and I'm not the boss of you, but if I may suggest, if you got some of those Apple AirTags or something like that, can you track this thing? Like you need to follow or maybe get your buddy there. It could be, since we've had a funeral for the boat, it could be the procession then.
Well, I don't know, Alex. What's your schedule look like today?
We'll see how the day goes. I plan to pop in and out as I have like free time in between classes today. So we'll see how this goes.
All right. We need someone to follow this thing so we know where it is.
All right. Well, there's plenty of people to choose from, so I'll find someone. Ultimately, I am worried about sunburn today because the sun is coming through. Gorgeous day for a boat removal, but I kind of wish I had brought the SPF with me. Didn't think that through.
So the one thing we should point out here quickly before we let you go, Adam, is how they plan on doing this. Now, it would appear for anyone who's watching the stream, where our partners at TMJ4 News have a stream of it on their Facebook, but it would appear as if they're trying to put some type of cable around this boat and then drag it across the rocks. But that is not what they're going to do. They're going to lift this thing in the air.
Right. Yeah. If trying to drag it along the rocks like they did with Geyer's pontoon remains, that would probably be an unmitigated wood disaster. So what they're going to do, as I spoke with Jeff Pillar from All City earlier this morning, the plan is once they level this out, once they get it to a weight that they can reasonably work with, they will lift this thing up and tilt it. It's not going to be lifted horizontally. They're going to do it at an angle, and then they will move it over. Once they can get it kind of airborne, there'll be a flatbed trailer they're planning on loading it onto. You strap it down, tap it twice, say, oh, yeah, that's not going anywhere, and then you get on your way.
like when you're putting stuff in the truck with ratchet strap.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it ain't going nowhere. Yeah, that's on good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, the dad method works every time.
Indeed. WTMJ's Adam Roberts doing wonderful work for us on the lakefront this morning. Thank you, Adam.
Yeoman's work.
See you guys.
So, I mentioned I've gone full circle multiple times on this. Initially, I was like, why can't we get this piece of trash off the lakefront? And then we had the county supervisor, Sheldon Wasserman. It's his district, District 3, I think, in the county. And, he said, look, people have been coming to see the boat. We hear this guy that Adam's interviewing, like, yeah, we had a boat funeral. Like, it became an attraction. And then I kind of started to think whether or not you leave it there, and I understand there's safety protocols and pollution and all that, but, like, if this is an attraction that people are coming to see, can we not capitalize on that? Right. Then I became frustrated again because it was decided that this thing is getting removed. And then we just couldn't seem to get that job done. Right. So then I wanted it out. But now I don't want it out anymore.
Well, if this gives you maybe this help move you. Listen what the supervisor Wasserman told Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
People are losing their cell phones. They've lost keys right in front of us. People have been digging their hands into the rocks trying to get this stuff out.
It's dangerous.
Okay.
This can't be the next Fonz.
Well, it can't be the next Fonz there. But if this thing doesn't break apart once they start pulling on it, which is another possibility. I mean, you can't just wrap that around a railing like Adam said. Just boom. As soon as you put any tension in that wire, right? Boom. Thing will just come apart.
We will stay on it.
It's got to end up somewhere. I want to see this boat. 9:17 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Hey, I want to remind you, a lot of fun and friendship available. Adventures as well. It's time to become a Girl Scout. Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Southeast, helping girls build courage, confidence, and character while making a difference in their communities. With an extended year membership, girls can now enjoy up to 5 extra months of fun. Visit www.gswise.org and join the adventure today.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 48-ounce selected variety Cedar Crust ice cream, $4.49. 13.1 to 16-ounce selected varieties Swanson Hungry Man dinners, 2 for $7. 11 to 18.7-ounce selected varieties Kellogg cereal, 2 for $6. 8 to 15.75-ounce selected varieties Frito-Lay Party Size Lay's, Tostitos Natural, or Tostitos Dip, $3.99.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh. Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here for Colders. Listen to this testimonial from a real customer. Quote, did you know that Colders offers a lifetime delivery membership? 2 weeks ago, I purchased a gold tier membership, which means I get free delivery for life on furniture, appliances, and mattresses at Colders. They went on. I walked into the Colders showroom looking for new furniture. I left with high-quality furniture, a brand new mattress, and a lifetime membership that covers free delivery for life. Furniture, appliances, mattresses, whatever I need going forward, I won't pay another delivery fee ever. I know. I also have the lifetime membership. It gives me access to exclusive sales like the annual Lifetime Delivery Day sale, which is coming up very soon at my place, Colders. It's one of the ways that Colders takes care of its customers. If you're furnishing your home or upgrading your appliances, go to Colders. Better service, better quality, real value. I just bought bedroom furniture there. It is the best. Guaranteed best prices. Selection is great. Team is awesome. It's Colders.
Step up to quality furniture. Get more for your money at Colders.
9:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Told you Monday on this year's program, major airlines are anticipating declines in air travel this summer and dropping prices in response. Economic uncertainty, right? That was the reason that was cited. Folks are worried about the economy. Are we going to have the disposable income? Are we going to have all of these things? But don't underestimate concerns over safety. And this next story will not help you if you are a nervous flyer. I mean, how many stories have we had in the news recently? The near misses, the tragedy at Washington Reagan with the downed passenger jet that flew into the helicopter, or vice versa, depending on how you look at it. But either way, this is not going to make you feel better.
343, I am going to move you here because I just got told that the approach lost all their radars. 3 of their 4 radar screens went black, and they have no frequency. 2343, whoever everyone else is on frequency. I guess this is a serious issue because I have one more arrival, and now I have nobody else coming inbound.
Air traffic control audio. You heard the controller there communicating with an aircraft that was inbound to Newark Liberty Airport last week. Let me make sure you heard that correctly.
The approach lost all their radars. 3 of their 4 radar screens went black, and they have no frequency.
Air traffic controllers at this busy airport that serves New York City, some of the most congested airspace on the planet, left with blank screens, the screens that tell them where the airplanes are, and no frequencies. What that means is they couldn't communicate with those planes.
How does that happen?
They effectively couldn't see and couldn't let them know that they couldn't see. Now, I don't know if that went beyond the tower then. Another ATC operator, air traffic control, was able to communicate with the planes. Now, in fairness, these planes could see each other. So when this emergency situation was happening, it wasn't like the pilots were flying blind either, but they had no assistance. That's why you have air traffic control. So someone is there to help these folks navigate as they're coming into the airport. ABC transportation reporter Sam Sweeney.
Well, when you're controlling some of the most complicated, sophisticated, and busy airspace in the world, the last thing you want is your computer screen that shows you all the airplanes in the sky to go dark. And then add on top of that, you lose all communication verbally with those pilots. That's what happened last Monday at the facility that controls the airspace around Newark Airport.
Okay, so if you've ever flown into New York, you may have flown into Newark, right? Because it's right there.
Yep. It's basically the third airport.
Yeah.
Right?
Easy train ride if you wanted to go that way or whatever.
Or if you're going overseas.
Newark is still all gummed up right now. This is on top of other issues they're having there. It's well outside that singular incident. We're entering day 9, yesterday day 8 of delays and cancellations. Here's ABC's Matt Rivers.
For the 8th day in a row, delays and cancellations mounting. The average delay on some arrivals nearly 4 hours. The FAA has already warned that runway construction and a shortage of controllers would disrupt the number of planes scheduled to fly in or out. United Airlines cutting at least 35 round-trip flights per day, saying without more air traffic controllers, they have no choice.
And you may be saying, all right, well, I don't have any business out in New York, right? I'm not flying to the East Coast or expecting folks in, but you know what happens when one region or even a single airport that's as busy as Newark is starts to have issues.
There is always a ripple effect.
And it can be really big. When you're talking average delays of some 4 hours, that's screwing things up all over the system.
4 hours. That's crazy.
Right. So your plane, we're going to Atlanta, right? Here out of Milwaukee or wherever. Well, your plane was supposed to come from Newark and it's either late or not there. And so you see where this can go. When we talk about ripple effects, that's what we mean. And it is getting worse, not better. Remember what we told you about that outage, the blank screens, not being able to communicate with aircraft. That happened to, air traffic controllers who are, oh, by the way, those are people who had this workplace incident that could have cost lives. They can't make mistakes on the job, and that incident has caused them psychological trauma.
In the wake of the system outage, many controllers have now taken medical leave, citing stress from a traumatic event. They're entitled to 45 days of leave, adding to staffing woes. That, combined with bad weather and construction, means average delays of 4 hours for arriving flights. And that could lead to a ripple effect across the country with the busy summer travel season ahead.
So there it is, ABC's Lionel Moise. If your workplace, you work somewhere where you're understaffed, and a lot of us have, or you're going through that period's natural ebb and flow,
Right.
Someone quits and then somebody else quits, and then all of a sudden there's a bunch of people there who are now tired of having to pick up the slack, and then they quit. You know what that's like, the stress that can put. And if you're already understaffed, as ATC generally is, and now you've got people out on 2 months leave or a month and a half or whatever it is, and not shaming them for that. I'm just
isn't that amazing?
Putting that reality in front of somebody else now. Now you're supposed to
how bad
are you going to do it?
Must have been.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing to think of? Like that day at work was so bad that you're gone. I got to take a minute.
I know a couple of air traffic controllers. I got to ask my buddy, is that the nightmare that you have over and over again? Your screens go blank. It might literally be the nightmare that an air traffic controller has. And then you wake up and, no. Of course, it was just a dream. Except this happened 60 to 90 seconds. What do we do now? Calls for Congress to appropriate more money to the nation's air traffic control infrastructure and to personnel. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
The technology is old and must be updated. It was one of the things that happened at Newark is a copper wire burnt. Why are we using copper wire in 2025? Have they heard of fiber?
I love that line. He was being cheeky, but also why are we using copper?
This is old stuff.
If you've seen the inside of ATC too, it looks like an Atari game, like the graphics and things like that they're using to track the aircraft. U.S. Transportation Secretary, former Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy says he and the administration, they have a plan to upgrade the systems, which he claims will be announced this week. Here he is talking on Fox News.
We are going to radically transform the way air traffic control looks. We're going to build a brand new air traffic control system, from new telecom to new radars to new infrastructure. We're bringing on new air traffic controllers. This has been a problem in the decades coming, and we're going to fix it. Donald Trump loves the airspace. He talks about airplanes. He's bought into the plan. We're going to announce it on Thursday, so stay tuned.
Well, we'll stay tuned. What was the question you asked, Eric?
How?
Yeah, how?
How are you going to do all
Where
this?
do you start?
And how much is that going to cost?
And how do you take a system offline, right, to do all of this stuff and then bring it back online? How do you redistribute that? How do you get people? Never mind the technology, too. It's a people issue. How do you get more people interested in joining this field and being a part of that? And then how do you plug the gaps here in the interim? Everybody does agree that the systems are breaking down. At least there's that. Outside of the inconvenience and economic toll of the delays and cancellations, warning signs are many for potential tragedy in the skies.
The approach lost all their radars. 3 of their 4 radar screens went black, and they have no frequency.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Accurate Basement Repair and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
If you love authentic Mexican food, I urge you to visit the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford today for the Tuesday all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet. WTMJ's John Mercure here. It's incredible. It's all your favorite Mexican, and it's just $9.99. That's right, $9.99. Shut the front door. Desserts are buy one, get one free, and kids and grandkids under 5 eat free from the kids' menu today. Free. It's the best Tuesday dining value anywhere. Bring in your team, your hardworking employees, your key clients, your beautiful family. Check out the Mexican buffet. They will love it. The Wednesday all-you-can-eat fish fry is $7.99, a crazy low price. The Mine Chef breakfast skillets, omelets, and pancakes are huge. Most are $8.99 or less, serving from 7 a.m. Try the Tuesday all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet for $9.99. The Mine Chef in beautiful downtown Hartford, just off the interstate in Oshkosh, right near EAA. Walk on in. MineChefRestaurant.com, my place to go for big food and big fun.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. For more than 8 years, QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. You heard that right. Non-surgical relief. More than 50,000 patients who had knee pain, back pain, now living pain-free. Those with shoulder and hip pain, it's gone. The regenerative cell therapy restores tissues in your achy joints. Dr. Caravelli's team uses biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed in your joint. And there's no surgery. Remember that. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing the old tissue. Here's what you do. You call today, 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
I'm Sherry Preston. The vows of secrecy have been taken at the Vatican as cardinals gathered to decide on a new pope. Father James Martin, a conclave expert, says when the process begins tomorrow officially, it's likely the cardinals will have an idea of who'd be the best person to lead the Catholic Church.
There are different perspectives, and I think it's reasonable to say that there are certain groups of people that cohere around certain ideas, but there's not any politicking. And really, once they get in the Sistine Chapel, they really are trying to find the best person and to set aside all their kind of personal grievances and agendas and say who's the best man for this job.
The delays and cancellations and travel tie-ups are continuing at Newark International Airport because of construction and mostly a shortage of air traffic controllers. ABC News learning that radar and communication systems into and out of Newark completely shut down last week, leading many air traffic controllers to walk off the job. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney at the White House today talking tariffs with President Trump. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:31.
Your storm team forecast for today, a few clouds early, then lots of sunshine with a lake breeze, high 68, lakeside 73 inland, mostly clear skies tonight, and a low down to 48. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the process well underway to remove that boat from Milwaukee's lakefront.
Multiple tow trucks with heavy-duty winches hard at work Tuesday, dead set on removing Deep Thought, the 33-foot boat stuck on Milwaukee's lakefront for the past 7 months. Jeff Pillar owns All City Towing, the outfit running the operation.
We'll be pulling the boat over the rocks, and then once it's up on top of the rocks, we're going to lift it up. We'll float it in the sky instead of the water. And we'll set it down on our trailer, and we'll wrap it up for the day.
On the Milwaukee lakefront, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Minor Lincoln Memorial Drive near Brantford Beach is closed during this process.
A new name for Milwaukee Public Milwaukee Public Museum. A new name and a new logo. The museum now going to be called Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin when it moves to 6th and McKinley near Fiserv Forum. It also has a new logo, which features the likeness of the institution's twin buildings that are under construction. Text the word museum to the Side and Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line if you'd like to see it, 855-616-1620.
A burglary at a popular West Allis restaurant. Police searching for a suspect who broke into Twisted Plants just before midnight Sunday took off with the entire cash register. Their surveillance video shows a guy smashing the glass door, taking the register, and then fleeing in an orange Honda Element. Stole about $1,000 in cash.
News about your money, the WTMJ NX Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, the Dow is down 177 to 41,041. The NASDAQ down 136 to 17,707. And the S&P is down 29 to 5620.
Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
WTMJ time saver traffic, 94 eastbound, Highway 16 through the zoo and into downtown. You're looking good all the way into the city. Elsewhere, just your typical road construction delays, 4145 north and southbound slow north of the zoo because of the road work being done there, and 43 northbound a little slow north of the Marquette again because of the barrels that are up.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, sunshine and a high of 73 degrees today, a little bit cooler by the lake. Mostly clear and a low down to 48 tonight. Chance of a sprinkle late on Wednesday, high 65. Thursday's high a sunny 60. Mostly sunny on Friday, high 68. And a slight chance of a shower on Saturday under partly cloudy skies and a high of 74. All the aforementioned days a little bit cooler near Lake Michigan.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:34. Coming up, Walking Hole 11.
Ready for an exciting change? At Merle Norman, we can take your look from ordinary to extraordinary in a matter of minutes. Our innovative skincare, perfectly matched foundations, and on-trend colors will make a difference that's written all over your face. Come in and see what a makeover can do. We'll help you select products that are just right for you, and we'll teach you tips that pros know about applying your most flattering shades. Ask for your free express makeover today at Merle Norman Cosmetics Salon and Spa at Brookfield Square.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
When it comes to your career, you have an advantage. Well, it's time to take advantage. Vince Vitrano here for the LAK Group, where they offer career coaching so you can identify and amplify your unique skill set. Give your career a bump or get better in sync with your organization. Maybe you love your job, you just want to be better at it. LAK Group can help from resume critiques to job offer negotiation to personal branding. Career coaching from LAK will get you on the right path. Learn more at Transforming Careers. That's transformingcareers.com. LAK. Discover your human advantage.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Maybe you don't need a new garage door. You just need to keep the door you love looking good and functioning well. Vince Vitrano for Lifetime Door Company, where they're always available to service your existing door. In the meantime, some tips from Rick Burr at Lifetime. Do not use a pressure washer on that door. It can damage the finish and paint. Do not remove parts for cleaning. Leave that to the experts. Do use a silicone-based lubricant 4 times a year. And if you need a can, stop by the showroom at 124th and Burleigh. Tell them Vinny sent you, and they'll give you one for free. LifetimeDoor.net. 9:37 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Erin Hills in Washington County ready to host the world's best in women's golf. U.S. Women's Open end of this month right here in southeast Wisconsin. So I had a chance to play the golf course Monday, E.
Yeah, I know you told me.
Right. So I'm telling you again. I'm bragging to you. No,
How'd it look?
It looks phenomenal. I wish the event were a little bit later in the year, because as the summer goes along, this is a golf property that just, the contrast in the colors when the fescue grows up, turns that golden color, and then you have the green of the fairways and the greens, and it just, that contrast is amazing, and you don't have that as much right now early in the season, but we got a couple of weeks for things to grow in yet. We were among various members of the golf press plus local media were invited to come play. So you see the golf course and see what they're doing, see the structures that are being built out there to accommodate the fans.
And this is standard ops whenever there's a big tournament or a major coming to a golf course, right?
So really cool. Got to play, and I don't want to get overly wonky on the golf end of it, but that was important for me to see as a golf fan, to see what they're doing and how they're setting things up. My caddy here, though, Chris Haney, he's been out hoofing bags at Erin Hills for 5 years and had some interesting thoughts to share about how big of a deal this is for southeast Wisconsin. Okay, we're walking hole number 11 at Erin Hills, which in a matter of weeks will host the U.S. Women's Open. Chris is my caddy for the day. How are we doing?
Excellent, man. It's a beautiful day out here. Grass is green, sun's shining. Can't beat it.
Hey, man, talk about how the golf course has changed here in these last few weeks. The build-out is really coming along.
You know, they're getting in great shape for the Open. You know, I think these women are going to have a tough time around here with how fast these fairways and these greens are going to be. If they get some wind out here, it's going to be a real challenge for them for sure.
Do you think you'll get on a bag for one of these ladies, Chris?
Maybe. You know, if I get one of their practice rounds and maybe they like my skills out here. You know, I've been here long enough and I know these greens, and if I get some good greens for them, who knows?
In the weeks after the Open, how many people from all over the world are going to come out here? You're going to see all kinds of different folks.
Well, we're always super busy, so I think this is only going to help us for sure. I could see us having a good couple busy years for the next 3-4 years, 100%.
For somebody who says, you know, I'm not really that good of a golfer, it'd be amazing to walk the same course as the pros, but I'm not really that good of a golfer. I shouldn't come out there.
Hey, I'm not good at golf either, but I'd play out of here 10 times out of the week, you know? Like, it's a beautiful place to be. Golf it's not about your skill level. It's just about getting out there and enjoying the day, you know?
And I was all over the folks I met for the USGA yesterday, United States Golf Association, who puts on the Open. I'm like, got to have this on public courses. I think that's super cool. I know many private and esteemed country clubs have this, but I love when the Open is on a public course that people can go out. It's a premium price point, obviously, but if you want to walk where the pros walk, you have an opportunity to do that. So super cool opportunity. On-site parking, kids get in free with a paid ticket for any of the rounds. Tickets are on sale now. May 29th, first day of competition for U.S. Women's Open right here in Wisconsin.
We didn't write the headline, the Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Economic uncertainty and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. Standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil. But retirement planning isn't a set it and forget it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized plans that adapt as needed. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
When you hear that air conditioner working overtime, you know, like one of those days it never shuts off, it's already well past the time that you should have had USA Insulation out to the house. Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. Give that AC unit and your electric bills a break by making a long-term investment that will pay you back. And whether it's the premium injection foam in the walls, that's how it sounds when they fill that on up, or batting or blow insulation in your attic, USA Insulation is the answer to saving on your heating and cooling costs from day one. Jeff and his team will do the work for you, applying for multiple and hefty government rebates on your efficiency work. That can cut the cost of your project in half. Between the heating and cooling season, that's when Jeff has the most room on the schedule, which is right now. So get in touch. Tell him Vinny sent you to USA Insulation. That's usainsulation.net.
The following takes place in a Capitol heating and cooling truck.
Step on the gas. We need to get to Miss Johnson's house fast.
Roger that, Captain.
We need to get her furnace repaired.
She couldn't believe we do same-day repairs.
Or that Capitol works 7 days a week.
And we'll have her heat back on today.
Same-day repairs?
7 days a week.
Same-day repairs?
7 days a week.
Because it's the right thing to do.
And if you need service right now, get a free heating or plumbing service call with any repair.
Old-fashioned service, you can't go wrong. Call CapitalCares.com.
Ready for more fun, more friendships, and more adventures? Then it's time to become a Girl Scout. With their extended year membership, join for just $98, adults for $42, and enjoy up to 5 extra months of fun starting now. Visit girlscouts.org and join the adventure today.
Così Dio mi aiuti e questi santi evangeli che tocco con la mia mano.
Support staff at the Vatican. So we're talking cooks, cleaners, medical staff, etc., taking the oath of secrecy ahead of the Papal conclave. Of course, the cardinals will take their oaths tomorrow at the Sistine Chapel when the conclave officially begins. We go live to Rome. Sabina Castelfranco from CBS News is there. Good morning, Sabina.
Good morning to you.
Walk us through the process. What's happening right now in Vatican City?
Well, right now, nothing is happening, believe it or not. The cardinals had their last meeting of the Congregation of Cardinals. It was their 12th meeting today at the Vatican until around 12:30. And now they broke up for lunch, and that was their final meeting. So they're taking the afternoon off here in Rome. And then tomorrow morning, there will be a Mass in St. Peter's Basilica, which is the Mass ahead of them going into the Sistine Chapel in the afternoon. And then they will carry out their oath of secrecy, the cardinals, just like the staff did. And then it is likely that one first vote of the conclave will take place tomorrow afternoon. The following day, there will be 2 votes in the morning and 2 votes in the afternoon. And then we'll be seeing either white or black smoke, and obviously white smoke will indicate that a new pope has been selected.
Sabina Casafranco, CBS News, is with us live this morning from Rome. Any indication, Sabina, of how many people are going to gather waiting for that moment when the smoke emerges, white, black?
Oh, well, I think hundreds and possibly thousands of people will be gathering in St. Peter's Square to watch the smoke. There will, of course, be 133 cardinals inside the Sistine Chapel who will be casting their ballots. These are cardinals that are under the age of 80 because they are eligible to vote for a new pope. Those over the age of 80 cannot cast their ballots, but have been sitting in the various meetings talking to the cardinals who will be going into the Sistine Chapel. So it is unclear how long this process will take, 3 or 4 days, possibly. After the 3rd day, normally they take a day break from the voting.
And no communications, like no internet devices or TV or anything like that.
Correct. There are no telephones, nothing. Once they are in the Sistine Chapel and voting, there is no communication whatsoever with the outside world.
Sabrina, do we know, so you mentioned that first vote, the results of which could happen by the afternoon your time, so that'd be pretty early still over here. I think you're 7 hours ahead of us. Do we have an indication as to about what time that would be?
Well, the morning vote there will be 2 votes in the morning. Yeah, so that you will, you would still be sleeping. Mm-hmm. But in the afternoon, of course, that could be, sometime around 5:30 our time, okay, which would be about 7 hours. You would be 7 hours before. So the afternoon you would be finding, or it could be approximately 7 p.m., which would be around lunchtime your time.
Sabina Casafranco in Rome for CBS News. Thank you so much for your time.
Not at all. My pleasure.
A fascinating process, obviously, what we know about it. But yeah, very, very good chance that we'll be 1, if not 2 votes in by the time we join you tomorrow morning here on Wisconsin's Morning News.
There's a lot of speculation and theories that, this time will be different, that it'll last more than 2 days. And you heard her say they do take a break after 3. Mm-hmm. But it's also very possible you're going to wake up one of these mornings and there'll already be a new pope named.
You can't know. Right? You don't know what sort of conversations have been happening. You don't know what sort of factions might be forming. Is there a coalition of a number of the cardinals who say this is the type of man we're looking for? Like, you don't know because they don't talk about it.
There's got to be. I mean, they've had so many meetings. There's got to be a little bit of an idea between some of these guys, right?
I think you don't know until you take that first vote and see, all right, who got any votes at all? Right, yeah.
Whoa, this guy got a lot of votes.
And how many more, if that's someone that you support, how many more would it be to get that man over the hump and get that vote across the finish line, right?
Amazing to think that like a guy that you've had lunch with before or that you've texted with before in a couple of days could just end up being the Holy Father, like that it could happen in just a matter of 24, 48 hours.
Yeah, and it could be just that. So we'll, by the time we come on the air with you tomorrow morning, process will be well underway as they're 7 hours ahead of us there in Rome. So we will be on top of that on Wisconsin's Morning News. Time to give away some tickets. Talk about switching gears. You want to go see Alice Cooper?
Yes.
Prayers for Alice Cooper, right?
See, that's all right.
The Too Close for Comfort tour is coming to Miller High Life Theater, and it's coming up quick. It's May 14th at Miller High Life Theater. Alice Cooper, of course, is, well, you know who Alice Cooper is. And the show is May 14th, Miller High Life Theater. Tickets are on sale now at papstheatergroup.com, but we will give a pair away to caller number 10. Exciting Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Winner goes to see Alice Cooper at Miller High Life Theater on May 14th.
Burkhardt Sporting Goods in New Berlin is the baseball lover's destination. With a massive state-of-the-art indoor training facility featuring hit tracks with precision analytics, a huge open turf area, and all the best training equipment you need. So get in here and get ready to get better. And we'll help you with this special offer. Buy 20 batting cage credits for $30. That's 25% off. This is Brian Burkhardt, and if you love baseball and softball like we do, you can't beat Burkhardt. 153rd and National. If you plan on draining buzzer beaters, the place to start is Burkhardt, where you'll find a great selection of residential basketball hoops from the best brand, Gorilla. We'll handle the installation and take care of everything to make it easy from start to finish. And right now when you buy from Burkhardt, standard hoop installation is half price. You can't beat that. This is Brian Burkhardt, and when you love basketball like we do, you can't beat Burkhardt. New Berlin and Fox Point.
You got to get to Built Right today. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Built Right furniture, leather, and mattresses with the biggest Memorial Day sale ever and $1 million clearance sell-off on now. So if you're looking for affordable, better quality furniture or mattresses, you did what our family did. We went to Built Right. We've got a new couch in the living room, a couple of little chairs, and our son on a new mattress as well. Most importantly, we really enjoyed the shopping experience. 4 generations, 97 years strong. They've been in the Greenfield location 19 years. 3rd and 4th generation family members right there in the store. They're the ones working alongside their amazing team. If you got folks coming this summer to the house, thousands of things in stock right now if you want it right away. Or you can always custom order at a low sale price. You've got real solid wood furniture, Amish-made, Ohio Amish-made, 60 models of USA-made mattresses, free in-store design services as well. Bring a picture of the space that you want to transform with new furniture and share it with the folks there. Voted best place to shop. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, closed to be with family. Del and Vinny sent you to Built Right, 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Milwaukee, listen up. Look who's coming to the Miller High Life Theater May 14th. No more Mr. Nice Guy. The shock rocker returns. Alice Cooper makes his return to Milwaukee, the good land. Giveaways taking place right here on WTMJ all week long. Don't miss your chance to win 2 tickets to see Alice Cooper, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame shock rocker. Tickets on sale now at papstheatergroup.com. Alice Cooper live May 14th at the Miller High Life Theater.
Hey, John Burke here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they do it every day with compassion and with empathy. They've got locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. I've been to the locations. I love how they treat the people who live there. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They offer early memory loss classes. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Kindness at the core. It's Azura Living. Check them out at azuraliving.com. It's Azura.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
9:53 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Where are we at with the Bodie?
So they're going through the process now, it would appear, of attaching cables to it, to the bow. And it looks like they are trying to see if they can get it to move. Of course, the Beats boat there, Deep Thought. And we're curious at how easy this will be able to do to be able to move it because A, it's waterlogged, and B, it has 3 feet of sand in it. And we can't tell if they've been able to remove any of that. But it would appear that they're trying to check load here, whether or not by pulling on some of these cables, if they're actually going to destroy the boat or if they can
if it's just going to bust apart.
Right.
I mean, I don't think they're worried about damaging it. It's not going to come out that way, right?
No, then they would they don't really care too much about damaging it, I don't think.
What feels different about this operation versus the other attempts that have been made is there is an army of people out there. Like, they're throwing everything they got at this. There had to be at least half a dozen trucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big flatbed trailers brought the heavy equipment in. You've got a couple of those, they look like semi-big rigs, but they're big tows, right? You have 2 of them, and cables now hooked up. Oh, I saw movement.
Really? You saw it move?
Maybe they just gave it a tug just to test.
Yeah, they are starting to pull it. It's actually moving.
This is happening.
It's happening right now. So, yes, they are pulling the front of the boat. It is starting to turn. So it is working. So they've attached to the correct places of the boat to be able to get to the stern and the bow of this thing to be able to move it forward. Now, they're not going to drag it across the rock. They're going to lift it up.
They're not? So when they get it onto the beach, they're going to come in?
They're going to lift it up into the air to move because you can't drag it across the rock. It'll destroy it. And our understanding from Adam Roberts, who's on the scene, Adam has told us a couple of times that, like, they expect this to take a while. Like, this isn't like, okay, they're going to be out of there by 10:30. Like,
See,
this
because
isn't a
now that
day-long
they've got
event.
it hooked up and there's been movement, like, I want to say, like, all right, that's out of there in 15 minutes. But I guess, given the process that you just described, I suppose not. And also to add to this, there are people who are in the water right now. They're wearing hard hats for protection. This looks like they got waders as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got this thing all hooked up, just like when you throw stuff in the back of the pickup truck and tie it down with the ratchet straps. That ain't going nowhere.
Towing capacity on these.
No, she ain't going nowhere. That's tight.
This puppy's coming out of the water. It's happening today. It will happen today. So, yeah. We'll be on this story all day long. Adam Roberts continues to monitor from the lakefront there in Milwaukee.
It's a gorgeous day for it. Getting a beached boat out. Who was the guy that Adam had earlier? He said he had a boat funeral.
Yeah, okay.
There is.
And then he said he had to go back to class. So if that gives you any idea about that guy's day,
all right.
There it is. Hey, lots of people to thank for joining the program today. Sabina Castelfranco, live from Rome from CBS. Peter Haralambous, live from New York City. He was on the Diddy trial today from ABC. Also, Pat Murphy joined us from your Milwaukee Brewers. Jason Wilde, Lori Nickel, and your caddy from Erin Hills.
I want to thank Chris. He did an excellent job.
All of it on the podcast page. Just text the word Vince to 855-616-1620. It's all collated, easy to follow along with it on the podcast page. You can also subscribe to the podcast page by just clicking on the button. Hey, Murph, have you at all been paying attention to this boat removal on the lakefront, this 33-foot boat that's been beached since October on Milwaukee's lakefront?
Is there a gorilla involved? Or
No.
Here's to Time Out on the Water in Wisconsin.